lunch. Greg's, can you imagine, was absolutely empty. They had one thing on the shelf. So I went to Subway. Subway was always good. And then we had to go uphill, like that angle, for a solid minute. So we're not happy because we're all fat gamers. We don't like going up hills. So I said I'll try to avoid Orks, but I couldn't. The other final is CSM versus Chaos Knights. One of the players cannot be on the stream. So we've got Orks versus Space Wolves. So we've got Paul back, and then we've got Jack back. Obviously, he's Orc favored. We're not gonna attempt to deny that. You're gonna see plenty of Orcs in upcoming events doing very well because they're insanely strong, especially when they're piloted by someone like Jack, who's a very good player. So you're gonna struggle. But I'm sure the meta will evolve a little bit and tone them down. GW will probably tone them down. So we'll see where that gets. So. Before I go into the lists, once again, I appreciate all of your support. All the donations help go towards better cameras. I already bought one for the caster cam because the old one stopped working, if you remember. So I've got that one now, and I think it looks pretty good. Then I need to get the PTZ cameras for the sides because I'm using webcams and all the USBs cause issues. And tech talk, you don't want to know. But I've got another Adept roll video for you to play. It's a 1 minute long video. It really helps me a lot. I'll play it, then jump into lists, and then jump into the game because the players are setting the table. So, thank you all for hanging around. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you tune in to Ed's Carnage team event, 100 players. I'm going to be streaming that. Then Glasshammer Birmingham GT. I'll be streaming that, and you can still get tickets for it. There's 100 players already. And I think we've got 100 more spaces or 60 more spaces. So make sure to get the ticket for that if you can. Yes, the voice is super clear, Ben. It's thanks to my brother's help. He helped me set up the audio. It's a professional audio setup. And the only thing missing is the cameras. Cameras look okay, but I know they can look way better. So I'm gonna strive to do that. But before anything, I'll jump into the sponsored video and then I'll jump to the list and see you guys soon.
Are you tired of rolling dice, hoping for the best instead of knowing the odds? With the Adept Roll Math Hammer app for iOS and Android, you can quickly import profiles. Here we import a Tempestus Scions squad and run complex Math Hammer simulations in seconds. Let us first remove unused weapons, then add Melta to the Melta gun and ensure we have the correct weapons for Tempestus Scions with a command squad. 3 plasma guns, 3 Melta guns, 2 plasma pistols, and 5 hotshot laser guns. Finally, we shall select twin-linked, reroll hits, and sustained hits from the global modifiers. We can now simulate an attack against a Chaos War Dog and review the results. Adept Roll gives us detailed statistics for dead models and damage, as well as hits, lethal hits, devastating wounds, and much more. Here, the Scions unit has a 75% chance of killing the War Dog in one shooting attack. What will you discover? Download Adept Roll now for iOS and Android.
Here at the Glass House, we're more than a store. We're a gaming paradise. Step into our epic gaming hall filled with custom terrain, specially crafted tables, and a bar serving up just what you need to fuel your adventures. Calling all strategists, card collectors, and dice rollers, this is your haven. And when hunger strikes, we've got mouth-watering noodles ready to keep your quests going strong. Here at the Glass House in Telford, the gaming excitement is non-stop. Dive into our packed schedule, tournaments, events, and a community of fellow gamers eagerly waiting for you. Round up your crew and head to the Glass House, the ultimate gaming destination. Unleash your gaming prowess, create lasting memories, and let the adventures unfold.
So, with that send-off note from Money and our ad shot by my brother, I think it's great. We are here with the lists. So we've got Paul again on Champions of Rus, and the lists are showing the wrong way, but you'll be fine. Basically, Paul is on the right. So you've got Space Wolves with Bjorn, Captain with a prosed weapon, +1 strength and AP and precision, 2 captains, Murderfang, Ragnar, 5 assault intercessors to join the characters, 2 impulsors to deliver them and keep them safe, 2 JPIs, 1 infiltrator squad, 2 ATVs which can screen and do the mission, 1 scout squad to do the mission, 1 stern guard to do a bunch of mortal wounds, and 2 wolfen squads. Then on the orc side, you've got what you've seen before. Oh yeah, you're good to go. You've got a big meg with shot attack gun with targeting squids, so +1 to hit, I believe. Big meg with shot attack gun with Dag Upshot Thunderbass with the extra damage on his gun, I think, or extra AP, I don't even remember what it was, but it's basically more damage because it's more Daka. Big meg with shot attack gun and no enhancements. 2 pain boys to keep the boys alive. Zodgrot to just shoot Gretchen into the opponent's deployment zone. 2 massive units of boys to join the pain boys, I believe. 3 trucks to deliver the shooting, and then the meat and potatoes, so 2 squads of flash gates, 2 squads of Gretchen, 3 squads of Lutas, and 3 squads of tank busters. And we're playing Terraform on sweeping engagement with swift actions, so you can advance and do actions with battle line units, so that's pretty good. And let's move to the table, because the colors here are confused, so the lists look confusing. In here you can see the round. I haven't reset the clock again, but I did now. The round started 9 minutes ago, so let's adjust that. And I've got Tom joining me. I'll add him on in a second, just adjusting the clock because I forgot. So, hey Tom, how are you doing?
Hello,
You all recovered from yesterday?
I'm getting there, yeah. One caffeinated drink at a time. We're doing all right.
Yeah, it's you guys had a good time yesterday.
We did. Well, I was saying, when you realise you're not actually playing on Sunday morning, that's quite
cool.
that's quite
I've
dangerous.
I've got options.
Yeah.
So we've got the players started deploying. I'll put their mics on, and then we can blabber on about the game. And again, as you know, because I've told you multiple times, we try to dodge orcs as much as we could.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they're inevitable reality.
They're not in the mood to be dodged at the minute, are they?
How many shots is that?
Yes, they're gonna make sure you're gonna see them, and they're gonna make sure you're gonna feel them.
Just checking it's not 2.
Very deep inside.
Oh yeah.
So not 2 shots.
But it is also a flamer as well. So
Yeah, Jack can easily
flamer
terraform a
and
bunch of
yeah.
stuff, especially with Zodgrot moving
Sounds
forward
good.
and blocking
And he's got
spaces
heavy
from you
flame
leaving
as
the
well.
deployment.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's definitely risk with that.
cool. Some grots.
And I think Terraform as a mission really suits that high tempo Zodgrod way of playing.
Yep.
And Paul is in a bit of a bind in as much as he doesn't really want to give up cheap things mid-board, but he's got to stop Zodgrod just blocking him in completely. So
Yes.
I think Paul's going to have to probably take some risks.
Yeah, from his scouts forward.
Yeah, and I think first turn would be great for the Wolves in this one to make it a bit more
I can't
interesting.
really stop you shooting me, so.
Sounds good to me. Those are words I like to hear.
And then we can see some... What's in there? I think it's some Wolfen going down in the ruin.
Nice. We've got, obviously there's a few other big games. We've got the Chaos Knights from Johnny Simmons playing against Lee Church and CSM.
Yeah.
Chris will be dropping in at some point and just keeping us updated on the round and having a little sit down as well.
Because there'll be 2 undefeateds, right? So we have 2 winners,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the third place will be a scrap.
That's right. Lots of people scrapping to kind of sneak up onto the podium from a losing position as well.
And as you can see, the board is... I know it's hard to see those ruins in the middle a little bit.
Yeah.
But because the bases kind of blend, but you've got the squares here, so the line of sight across is not great. And diagonally this way is not that great either. But as soon as you push into this flank, or this flank, you've got the lines going across. I know it looks like a mess, but if you followed what I was saying, you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah.
So again, features of the WTC terrain, you can shoot from deployment to deployment, but you can push on a flank and gain firing lines.
Yes.
So terrain is designed so that it favors combat, but if you have aggressive playstyle, you can get your shooting in position as well. And
Exactly.
realistically, there were a lot of gun lines that did very well at WTC. There are big knights, Imperial Knights, that did well at WTC. So, you know, knights can flit through gaps, so that table is kind of suited for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just aims to be as fair as possible.
Wolfen.
But fairly enough, if you played UKTC or Glasshammer or UK, or especially GW terrain before, you might have an impression of, oh, why is it that heavy? Well, it's not that heavy. It's just placed mindfully so that you don't blow each other up.
yes,
round one.
completely.
You can still aim for it. If you deploy on the line, you can still get shot turn 1. But, you know, if you're a sensible player like us, very skilled, then you probably won't. So the prediction-wise, Hey, Mike. Are you doing any better?
What, sorry?
Oh, Mike Duff's in the chat saying he's there in spirit.
Mike, mate, we've missed you this weekend. I'm really sorry. So Mike's one of the best people in 40k. Obviously, he was very excited for this event. He played his first round, then he was feeling a bit unwell, so he's had to go home. I hope you're doing better now, Mike. You're awesome, and we really appreciate you coming along for this.
Yeah, it's a shame that the long.
We will do another one, so you'll be back.
Yeah, it's a shame that the long-time Orc main cannot play their favorite.
Yeah,
faction.
I know. That's it. He's been reading all his Orc lore. Getting into the audio books. He was ready to go.
ATVs over there. Cool.
Yeah, if you go to like a Warhammer World event or any like old events, if you remember, with local terrain made in-house,
Yeah.
this should. I played Triple Crusader, so I know how it works. You just blow people off the board. It's not fun. I mean, it's
No,
fun if
sure.
you're shooting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lots of boys.
Yeah, I think the game and the terrain sets are better for managing shooty armies now, but it's when you hit that critical mass. The thing with Orks is they're not just a shooty army, right? They're all
They
of
can
it.
also
They
slap
can
you in
fight.
combat.
They can-
Zodgrot himself has
Yeah.
6 Powerfist attacks.
They can fight. They can win. They can win games without shooting. They've just got OC for days, tough bodies. They can do whatever they want.
It's a horde with high OC, with a decent combat, and with amazing shooting. They die, but there's so many of them, it might not be
So
enough.
you can't go.
And they can shoot in depth as well, right? So
Yeah.
it's like retaliation is there.
Yeah, exactly. Mike G says, is the prediction for who wins or what turn the Orcs table the Wolves? I'll be interested to see. Paul has a lot of good, quick combat. So it's not beyond him to certainly engage with and pick up the Orc units. It's just, it's whether he can sustain the rate of attrition.
Yeah.
And that tempo on Terraform is a massive thing, right? So whoever goes first, I think, gets a good advantage on Terraform at the best of times. And obviously when you have Zogrod and 20 Grots, and then 40 boys following up, those are good tools for this mission. They really are. And it's credit to Jack, he's written a very good list. He's got tech that the other Orc players haven't brought.
Yeah, usually
classic
you
Jack
don't
type.
see 40 boys.
Exactly. He's identified. I think the thing with Mordaka is people aren't going to come out.
Yes.
So you have to make them come out, and 40 boys will do that.
Yeah,
You're
'cause you have
not
to come and
clearing
deal
it
with
if
them.
you don't fight them, right? So yeah, he's designed the list really well. BCG Sam asks, so is Mordaka dominating? At the event itself, it has been largely fine. I think there have been losses. It has lost games. I think the very best players can get incredible things out of it, and I think it is definitely stronger than most other things as far as I can see. But it's not been so oppressive that literally everyone is winning all their games. So that's the good news.
But it is strong.
Oh, it's definitely strong. So our very own Alex Chancellor has only lost in the Orc Mirror so far. He's playing Orcs, and Jack Tite as well. Courtney dropped a game to the Chaos Knights of Johnny Simmons. So it's very good. It's definitely good. And Mike Duff was obviously undefeated when he dropped as well, because he's excellent.
Yeah, I wonder if the meta is gonna evolve so that you can actually deal with it, or is it just gonna be a matter of we have to actually handle it?
I think we're going to know pretty quickly, aren't we?
How many can you fit in one of them trucks?
12. 6 for the tank buster.
You'd think it helps, but like I said, Orcs are the kind of shooting army that they're very fast. They sit in trucks. They can actually get into angles. So if you look on the top down,
one is here, one is off the board.
in Jack's
one is in
case,
one of the trucks.
as
This
soon as
truck's
he
got
gets
5 plus
anywhere
hits,
Sorry.
here,
I thought you said looters, sorry.
he's got lines of sight everywhere,
Can you fit 15
right?
in there?
Yeah, no.
You cannot
no, I
stage in
can't.
the middle without being seen unless you're here,
Yeah, you
and
can
then
see
you've
it.
got the
Looks
line
like
from
a
the
little-
bottom.
little clown car.
or if you're here, but then you get shot from the middle. So it's like there's nowhere you can stage in the middle without getting shot at an angle.
Yeah.
So your only way to kind of counter it is you deploy a bunch of things here and here, then you try to get into that ruin, which is your safe zone, and then if Jack tries to push that way, you come out and fight him. So this is like a big contention objective, this one, because on the other hand, if Jack puts anything on this objective, Space Wolves will be very happy to charge in and kill it. So for
14, yeah.
Jack, it's like, well, I need to make sure that this area is clear and safe, so I can actually get sideways and get angles. But equally, he can just push up, disembark and shoot, right? He can trade units. He's got 6 shooting units.
The reach on the trucks is the thing. It's just
Yeah.
good Orc players know how to use the move truck, disembark unit. It's a lot. It's very quick.
And there's no longer in shooting from Space Wolves that will actually take care of the trucks. I mean,
Paul's,
there is some
Paul's
shots.
list is a melee list, right? So it's.
Yeah.
I think it's about how, to what extent Paul can clear Jacks out of layers without giving up so much.
Yeah.
That he then can't weather the game. Ben S says he's played events with half this much terrain. Yeah, I mean, it's very variable, right? I think WTC Terrain gives you plenty of opportunities for either type of army. Different boards have different characters, right? It just depends.
Exactly. How often have you played in custom terrain when you've got the massive U one way and it's like, oh, I lost the roll off. I guess it's game then.
Man, I remember.
These times are over.
Yeah.
I remember.
I remember.
To be honest, Inari dodge nerves and everyone complains about them, but like, if you just punch them in the face, that's end of Inari.
That's the thing.
Like, you just run at them.
Yeah, I think Inari is probably the only like visibly overpowered Eldar detachment, and it has very pronounced bad matchups.
Yeah. Chaos
That's
Knights,
the difference.
heavy combat,
yeah. Anything
CSM.
pressure that's not going to let it do its lethal intent nonsense. So I think Inari will settle down much easier.
Yeah, and we've seen Harley lose yesterday, right?
Yeah,
on
you can
Inari.
lose 100%.
On stream.
My GSC love Inari. You know, like there's armies that can give them a very good game. So it's one of those things where the key thing with a strong army in the game, and Star Shatter was the same, as long as it has some obvious bad matchups, all is not lost. Because some of the competitive players can pivot to those games, those armies.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have bad matchups, everyone will play that thing, and
Yeah,
then,
exactly.
then the game gets toxic.
If you look at like a super major like UKTC, and you see all the top players playing Orks or Ork counters,
yeah.
they think they're Ork counters, then you know Orks need to be nerfed.
We have had mercifully little of that intent. We had the Eldar era at the start. Since then, it's not been like that much.
Space Marines.
Space
very
Marines a
much
little
Space
bit.
Marines.
Yeah, Space Marines a little bit. But it's, I say, that was much more of a 9th edition thing, and it's just whether Dakar is so good that we have that kind of problem for a little bit. But I suspect they're going to emergency patch it. I reckon they'll drop a little update on it.
Oh yeah, yes Ben, you're right. I played that list, and I remember whenever you bring it to the table, what are you playing? Oh, Iron Hands. I've always played Iron Hands.
They were one of the real big bads for a very.
But
long
you know,
time.
I've lost to Hyperfix Necrons back then because
Oh,
I
yeah.
dropped my entire army, which you know what the output was.
Yeah.
And I didn't even half kill at the Sark Vault. He
Oh
passed
my
all his
lord.
4-ups, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that's
And
bad.
then he tabled me.
Yeah, that's bad.
But I deserved it.
Yeah, I agree, Ben. 10th is balance-wise. 10th was fantastic. To be honest, that's why Mordak has been quite funny this weekend. It has been very good, but I'm relaxed. Like they sort it out so quickly now, and the game has been so balanced of late. It's like if something's a bit silly for a bit, it's fine. It's more of a blip rather than a serious problem with the way the game's going.
Every 3 months you get a meta shake-up,
Yeah, exactly.
which kind of pushes you to specialize in an army or two because you just can't afford buying, new armies constantly. And then there is hot fixes, so. The meta is very healthy. Even with Orks being here, you can completely just ignore them and just play as if they were not there. Because if you get them, that's fine, you lose. And most of the time you won't.
That's exactly it. For me, going to South Coast, it's the same. It's like, I'm not going to worry too much about Orks. It's too late. It's new rules. I'll play something I'm interested in playing. And if I hit him, I hit him. It's fine. And it won't be forever.
Or go into teams and tell your team not to pair them.
Yeah, be the pairings princess, right?
Guys, I've got a push army. I can't play a losing matchup.
I'm gonna be good for you. Maybe.
I know of a few players going to South Coast with Orks,
Yeah, it'll be common at South Coast.
and it's gonna be a bloodbath.
There will be a lot of it. Yeah, I think so. I think it's
Because
going to
UKTC
be.
is also less terrain than WTC.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty spicy on UKTC terrain, I think.
Yeah, I think Tom said that there'll be another 6++ event. I assume this one seems to be going well.
Yeah, we've been cooking a lot of ideas with John Swallow, the shop owner. I think we really love this venue. We'll talk about it on the show. We think the Barnsley venue is probably one of the best we've ever used in terms of the convenience of it and the localities. I appreciate it's a long way to travel for people in the south, but we definitely want to keep working here.
It's a really nice venue.
Yeah, we will explore doing an event in the south. I think the issue with the south for us is the cost and finding places. But
yeah, you kind of have to go to like Firestorm games, or you have to go to.
Yeah.
There's no other southern venue.
Not
Or Bournemouth
really.
venue is like South Coast.
Yeah. So if anyone has ideas for where we might be able to host one in a cost-effective way in the south, let us know. We'd love to do one in the future. But it's something that we just need to work within our means.
Yeah, unless you want to do it in a gym hall, it has to be in a there's 3-4 venues in the UK that actually have the capacity.
Yeah, no, we would love to do one. We definitely are going to do more events. We don't want to do tons. What we want is them to be special whenever we do them, so we're just going to be careful with that.
Obviously, I don't get the.
And we've been coming up with some ideas for special events and different concepts. We've got a couple of cool ones that we've been cooking today, so you'll hear all about those soon.
How does it work? If he's overhanging, does that count as
If
being
you're
over?
overhanging, I get to draw line of sight to that bit.
Also,
on here,
isn't
so I can get LOS from,
WTC ruling that no part of your model can overhang the table? Because I know UKTC
Yeah.
allows you to overhang the table.
Yeah, I think so.
have to put all your army right near me to shoot me, or a lot of your army. But these guys.
Yes, again, if you're not familiar with WTC, this thing is line of sight blocking all around. But as soon as Paul touches it, then it's all through line of sight. So this ruin instantly becomes the only thing that blocks the line of sight. Look, Tom, I got a new tech since you left. So I can go, you go here first, here second.
Oh,
see,
David,
I've got numbers.
That is just straight up sexy. I like that. I'm not going to pretend I'm not a little bit excited by that.
Yeah, we can do 1, 2, 3. Because before I was just drawing on the objective saying 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, we live in the future here.
Goodness gracious, he's always evolving, guys. He's very good. He's very, very good at what he does.
Oh, it's my brother, but he told me how to do it. He was like, "Oh,
how is your brother?
He's great. He's chilling in Ireland. He's coming to visit me in April for a day, and then he's going away to Greece on holiday with my mum." I'm like, "Oh, I'm not going. I've got streaming to do."
What a lad! What a lad!
See, I sacrifice my holidays to stream games because I'm a nerd, and I don't even play games.
It's tough.
Ragnar and his 5 idiots.
Yeah. Have to appreciate the hustle.
Good hustle is what it takes.
Look at that Zodgrod deployment.
I know.
It's so wrong button. It's such an atrocious thing.
It's an interesting, and again, it's like I know we joke about him being our nemesis, but if we're going to talk up Jack Tight. I've seen the Zodgrod unit played a lot by several players this weekend. They're all using him in a ball, like a sort of a missile with all the grots. You fire him in one direction. Jack uses it like a clothesline.
Yeah.
And so Zodgrod's going to run out, smack something somewhere, but then he's just going to chuck.
But
grots.
the
grots just form a full block, right?
But that's the thing. The question is, if you want to hit like staging JPIs, you put them in a ball.
Yeah.
But if you want to screen the what they're called, space wolves moving, you don't want to be charging because of very intervention. So Jack's just gonna, if he goes first, he's just gonna run and stand here, and then the space wolves cannot get to any of the middle objectives.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's the plan here, right?
It's such a 1-2 of a unit because it's got the output to kill a small unit, and it will do.
Yeah, it can kill.
And then there's 25 up in one bodies in front of you.
Yep.
As the rest of the Ork army stages behind, it's very effective.
Hey Ash, how are you doing?
Oh, we want you to stream Allies of Convenience, mate.
Allies of Convenience. It depends if they sell out, because I was meant to stream Warlords event, but they sold out, and if it's sold out, there's not much space to set up the stream.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing.
So he's going to be up against the wall essentially.
Yep.
So I've streamed the GT, the Element Games, which is great. Good venue, very good internet network there, so I can actually set up my stream. But I do require 2 or 3 tables. So it's 6 players down, so if they're sold out, it's usually too busy.
And as long as I'm within 18 of him, give or take, you can't then...
Yeah, so there is scouts trying to stop Zodgrod shenanigans. But I suppose if scouts are in a wrong position where Zodgrod is, Zodgrod will just charge them and kill them, and getting even more movement.
Yeah. This is the thing. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, right? He'll jump off you, he'll springboard off you, or if you don't, he'll just run all the way up to the deployment line.
Yep, exactly.
You don't need them, Paul.
The party bus.
You don't need them.
Do you have any secret tech against Orks yet, Ben?
Oh yes, Ben Jones. What's your Ork tech, mate?
Yeah, Ed's
I know
Ork
what
tech
Jay
failed.
Harding's Ork tech is. He's running Orks.
Just waiting for Steve to come out and say, "Oh, I've been an Ork player all my life."
No, I don't think Steve's not that kind of guy. That's one thing I love about Steve. He'll always play what he wants to play. I am very curious to see if Steve's got some tech for Orks or not.
Yeah, dodge them.
Yeah. Lovely to hear from you, Ben. I hope you're well. Miss all the Vanguard lads.
Yeah, Element Games was always the old school venue that everyone went to, but then I think so many more venues opened. We've got what in the Midlands? You've got Glasshammer. In here you've got Prestige. In the south you've got Cardiff.
Yeah.
And there's even in Nottingham, and I found there's venues in the city centre next to where I go. I didn't know there's venues there.
Yeah.
And they're massive. They don't have terrain really. You have to bring your own. But there's venues everywhere these days.
It's springing up. It's great. I mean, we're in a thriving game, guys. We really are.
Yeah, and Element Games venue. There's one great thing about it: the chicken place downstairs. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so good.
Ben Jones says he'll probably just play them as well. I mean, it's not a terrible idea,
You're
Ben, to be
horrible,
honest.
you.
I think that's fine.
How are you doing, Tom? That's the appropriate greeting.
Hi, Tom Green. Quack. Tom Green already plays Orcs, so he's sorted. Oh, I'm going to get beaten up so badly at South Coast by these boys. I can't wait.
No, I
Listen,
had no
I am a
idea
lifelong
that
Iron Hands player. I even have Forge World Iron Hand dice, okay? I mean, I bought them when I bought the Iron Hands, but I've got them. So I can claim being the OG Iron Hands player.
That sounds right. Ben has played Orks before. I think he played Green Tide for a bit. I might be imagining that. I think he had a little Green Tide moment back in the day.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Scout moves on the go.
Go a sec.
Who's gone first?
Jack's going first.
Jack's going first.
Oh, that's gonna be rough.
So let's see how this goes.
So Jack's gonna send it, as you say, and we'll see how it goes. I've got a feeling it's just gonna be move block. You won't see anything exciting. It's just Grots dying left and right.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna have a turn of Space Wolves advancing up the board, and then Orks just trying to find angles. And whatever it's left and gets to the Orks, that's gonna get juicy.
Yeah, it's going to be violent one way or the other. We're going to see what happens, and you get to watch Jack's early game execution here.
If you ever seen any movies from Normandy, it's gonna be that. It's just Orks in trucks shooting down Space Wolves.
Oh man! So who's the Germans? Paul? Paul's the Germans?
Oh, has to. No.
No,
He's not running up the machine guns, is he?
no, he's not.
He's getting shot. But then, in history, the Space Wolves should have won, right? So this might be the alternate version of the history.
Well, Space Wolves Orks is an iconic matchup, to be fair.
But to be fair, Paul's dice last game were absolutely bonkers. So if he keeps it up, he might actually make it up the beach.
He is the luckiest member of 6 Foot Plus.
He might make it to Calais or whatever it's called. However you pronounce it. Iron Pads versus the Steelers.
This guy.
You haven't played Space Marines since '94 unless you have greens. What was it? Snotling green base rims.
yeah. Cool. Hi, Alex Fowler in the chat. He's suggesting that the Orks might be a bit overpowered.
we have
A little bit like Bridgehead and Thousand Suns, Alex Fowler, which you played.
Bridgehead are brutal. I've played them on the RTT and it was like, yeah, you're done, yeah. Dead.
Yeah. It was a bit like Index GSC, which I played. It's that same sort of, I'm coming down.
You've got no
turning you
counterplay.
into a crater. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna screen me with your rubrics? Yeah, that's fine.
Powerful stuff.
And I will draw some cards.
There we go. We got the first card draw for Jack. When he played Ed, he got 10 points and then 11 points in the next turn. You can even see what he draws.
No prisoners behind enemy lines. I'll redraw it turn 1 if I can. Bring it down. Cool. We'll take it.
Bring it down. No prisoners draw for Jack.
Definitely do no prisoners.
Not great, not terrible.
Bring it behind, goes back into the deck.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how aggressively.
I'll put it on my you want to start moving it.
Unsurprisingly, I'm going to put Zogrod's unit in the WAR for a CP. Bet you didn't see that coming.
Here we go.
Zogrod's unit is going to go for an advance of 1.
Oh.
Suck it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Paul. Yes.
He's starting his voodoo. So I'll give you a better angle of the whole green tide moving up.
Tom Green has said he's been enjoying collecting the Orc hating tears in this chat.
How far they moving? 13.
The thing with Orcs is it's like, oh, you little scamps. Like, who could be mad at Orcs for being too good? Whenever Orcs are too good, I quite enjoy it. It's fine. It's okay. They're fun. They're fun and they're silly. They deserve nice things now and again.
Yeah, and then you get parred into them and you're like, God damn it.
Yeah.
You can do this, Jeff. I believe you. Oh,
Yeah,
I've
speak
done
to me
that
after
already.
I've been beaten 3 times by them at South Coast.
Yeah,
take
there's
out
gonna
the
be
whole
a
rig.
6++ video saying, we need to fix the meta right now.
Yeah, we'll see. As I said, I think probably a little emergency patch wouldn't hurt on this one, but I think we'll see how else it's shaping up.
Am I going into
Remember, this has
Yes.
got flamers.
Yep.
it's
So
like
Zogrod in the War Term 1 is always
I
powerful.
was going to say, I don't think it does, but if it does, I will go further away.
I assume Jack is on 0 CPs now, but I'm not touching it. I will let
Paul
them.
is just lying about what his things have
Oh, this also
in
has
an
a
attempt to stop Jack coming near him.
Okay.
That is one way to do it.
The Dreadnoughts do have
A
flamers.
joke that Paul has always made
To be honest.
the entire time I've known him, I've played him many times, is when you kill his characters, he'll say,
Oh, they
I'll
can
roll to see if they explode. And
Or they
I
can
fall
move.
for it every time.
It's going to move.
Because yours do, right? So it's just so easy to assume.
Would you like 2 inches, sir?
Yeah, that'd be useful. They're all going to be 7.1 away. The
Maximizing.
idea.
Why 7.1?
It'll make sense later. It's basically to do with pile-ins and soldates. It means I can never tag the unit. because
Eldar players
Ireland
are always
freaks
salty.
consolidate
They're
anything
always
within
good,
1 inch.
even after nerfs, but they're always salty.
Oh yeah.
Well, talking to Ed, you can tag into Orks and throw a spanner in the works and make them not get 20s and
Hey,
stuff.
a spanner, nice.
But in general, you probably want to avoid them. You get some sort of tar pit that they would just not score.
Yeah,
Over
I think
15?
you need to have tech for blunting them, and based on the limited evidence we have and the conversations we've had, something like Chaos Knights seems to work.
Chaos Knights are always good.
Chaos Knights are just good right now. Maybe potentially Vanguard Nids, because Vanguard Nids is good at running into a gun line and getting points. That's what it does.
And then doing Shadow in the Warp and they all
yeah,
panic.
exactly. Like it. So I think those
Bring it
two,
back for a moment.
I could see having some play.
You got my little
But
2D.
yeah, it's interesting.
Oh,
You just have to play very differently, right? You
this
don't
unit
give up
boys
too
will
much.
roll in advance.
The beautiful thing about Jack's list, as you will see, is that he doesn't really give you a choice. He makes you play, and he's got the throwaway units he needs to force you to start getting involved.
Yes.
Again. Zogrod is very good for it. So are the 20 Orc boys. Tom Green says Votan are good into them. Yeah, I can see that. A lot of damage too. A lot of shooting.
Yeah, the Termis can probably do a
Yeah,
number of them.
Halfguard would love those bricks out in the front.
30 Halfguard would be pretty decent.
Maybe I take Votan to South Coast.
Yeah, what? 30 of them, some mole launchers, and
Yeah. Diana asked, "What's the opinion on the new Tau detachment?" So I reviewed it with our own Jack Chapman, who's a Tau expert. There's a video on 6++ YouTube if you want to watch that, and he likes it. I think it's got a good suite of tools. He's been enjoying playing it this weekend. I don't think it's quite as glamorous as some of the other ones that came out, and I don't think it gives Tau tools that are as exciting as the other ones necessarily. But a good upgrade to range and some cool weapons and tech and damage tech is great for Tau, no doubt.
3. Come round your side.
there's more boys running out.
No, the Stern Guard are here.
Yeah.
So we've got the screen going that way,
9,
and now it's just a matter of doubling up on the screen.
or just
Because with Space Wolves limited shooting and -1 to wound on the Gretchen and 5 up in wound on the Gretchen,
Yep.
the idea is that all the shooting is gonna go into the Gretchen, and
Yep.
if you charge, you're gonna be charging the boys, which probably won't wipe the brick,
Yep.
and then you're gonna get shot by the whole shit show we call Mordaka.
Yes, indeed.
Because this is all combat that's gonna be here. That's not even the shooting part. So if that's getting killed, Jack's fine.
I have got JPIs here as well.
Someone in chat wants to tell me what Votan list I need to beat Orcs. I'd love to know. Get in my DMs. Just drop me a line. Because I've got to submit for South Coast tonight, and I have no idea what to take.
You need a pint.
Dan says Drakari go well into Orcs and not much else. I agree. I've been theory crafting on Drakari with Rob. I think Drakari have good game into Orcs historically. I think this is too much.
So
for it. Played right, this is too much for it.
I was talking to Rob on the street.
Yeah,
And he was like, yeah, I thought I've got the game into them, and then I've seen what they do. It's
yeah,
like, no.
that's it. So Rob was like, I think it's good. It's like, I don't think it's good. I think if you outplayed someone, like if there was a skill gap, I think Drakari can beat it, but I don't think they win this.
Yeah, if you play Jack or
yeah, if
You're
the
okay,
Orcs play it
there's a
right,
line.
Drakari will just get run over.
There's a
But
line
it's the same
down
with every
here.
army. If I'm playing against a bad player, I don't care
can
what
I
they
mean,
do.
if it's
Yeah,
there,
for
it's
sure.
there.
Alright, you can fix it, Paul. You got your chance, so if you can put it anywhere, go for it.
Nah, shoot him. Fuck it.
Alright, fair enough. Gave you your chance.
Let's see what this unit does.
Nah, I'm not going to have the guns that would actually scare an impulsor in range, so the rest of them are not going to do a lot.
I mean, are they all going to be able to see, or?
That camera is way darker than I'd
Yeah,
like,
they should
but
be
on
all
this
good.
screen
The
it's way
line I've
brighter
got
than
is
I'd like
pretty
in weird
generous.
spots.
It's to like
So keep it
halfway
where it
along
is,
this
and if you
line.
guys don't like it, you complain,
that.
and I'll fix.
And basically, I just have to be stood in this gap. He goes 6, that's the back one.
Oh, I see, yeah, from the corner.
Yeah.
I need to mark that camera and replace it with my caster
You've
cam,
got
because
nothing
my
right
caster
up
cam is
against the
new,
wall here, right?
and
No, 'cause
that
that
one I
one
think
was
the
up.
lens is slowly dying, because the colors are off.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I don't like the lethal intent. I assume is after a unit dies in shooting, you can move your unit at the end of the shooting phase. It's very strong. I think they. I don't know. They could have designed it better for more interactivity. Obviously, if you're a combat army, you can just ignore it and you don't mind too much. But if you're a gun line, it's very, very oppressive because it's at the end of shooting.
Going to bring it down most likely turn 1. About it.
Or maybe on a 4+ you get to move a unit,
Might
one
get
of
it here
those.
if we're lucky, but I'm not going to try for it.
I don't know. I don't write rules for a reason.
I guess that'll stay still because the guns inside that are heavy will at least then get.
But then again, I don't mind it myself.
Or do I want the guns?
I just killed him. Punch the elf.
Nah, it's fine. We're chilling. Busters out.
Yes, you build the elders, you wipe your tears with the codex. It's like, oh. I don't want to, but I guess I will play it.
It's a really fun book, right? It's just really cool, the Eldar book. I think I'll be playing it at Saffron Teams, I imagine. I bought a lot of Aspect Warriors here yesterday, David, I'm not going to lie. I saw all the new aspects on the shelves. I was like, I'm just going to hoover those right up.
Well, I've got a commission of I think I've got like a whole carrier bag of Eldar waiting at home.
Yeah.
To be built and painted. A lot of people excited for them.
Yeah.
Oh, they get cool models, cool rules. Just seem fun to play.
Yeah.
And again, Eldar is the army where you can style on people with the skill expression.
Yeah, completely.
If you're a bad player, you'll get absolutely shit on by anyone.
Completely.
But if you're a good player, you can pull wins.
Yeah,
out of
exactly.
nowhere.
It gives you a little bit of magic that you wouldn't normally have. That's what they're one of those armies, aren't they? Like.
Yeah, if you move from Death Guard to Eldar, you'll be a very happy man.
That was I literally did that in 8th edition. I started playing Death Guard,
and then you're like,
and then I was like, John, what should my second army be? And he was like, just play elves. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
I want dopamine.
I'm not going to argue. And I've just been waiting till they finally had all the new models to actually crack on and finish that collection. So it's good.
But see, this is the style of 40k. We've got broken orcs playing Space Wolves, and people in the chat are complaining about the Inari.
I know. That's alright though. Inari is, I understand it. Inari is quite a tough play experience if you're not ready.
If you don't know how to play them, and
if you want to watch me get that completely wrong, then watch the TTS game we did where I played against Innis, because that is a funny game. And I do not handle the Inari very well in that game, but we have a very, very good time doing it.
I suppose one of those games when Inari gets punched in the face and it's over.
Yeah, sadly I didn't get to do much punching. Who did make the terrain?
That'll stay still.
Could you regrow the boys with the pain boys? Does he regrow them?
Yeah, he brings it. So once per game, he brings back D3 basically.
So the terrain,
but yeah,
John informs me, is from Bandwa Gaming. That's
yeah,
a Spanish gaming company, and I agree. The sets are beautiful, lovely themes. Manages to be both functional and pretty, and that is the dream.
The only downside.
And they also did the little mats that go with the pieces.
The only downside, as we all know, if you ever had MDF pieces, is the smell of smoked meat on your hands in your house for about 2 months. After that, you're all good.
The strength doesn't really matter so much.
I still don't know how to get rid of it. Whenever I get something made of MDF.
5 D3 shots. Class 1 each for blast.
Yeah, it's a big point for prestige. Just the sheer
yes, they've got good terrain.
Quality of terrain and venue is really very high. Oh, we've got a Chris. David, is it okay if Chris just hops on and gives us a little update?
6s are broken.
My captain's coming, people. Look busy.
That's a 5 there.
Look busy.
Strength 10, so 2s.
Hello, Christopher. How are you?
Hello, this is a pleasant surprise. I just came over to say hello and got to know again. So excellent. Has Paul won yet?
He hasn't actually won yet, no, so he's gone second.
That is a bold strategy.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting choice. I think he probably should have gone first.
I think he's made a mistake there, personally.
I agree. I think it was, we'd talked to him about it before.
We had quite a clear game plan.
We did. It was a bit like Ed's yesterday, where Ed also made the mistake of going second as well.
You think these are good players, you get them on stream, and they go and do something like this. It's not what we expect.
It's
really.
not what we want,
No.
is it?
Yeah, there's like
How's the rest of the round shaping up, Chris? Anything in formation?
So,
Absolutely no idea.
3 guys shoot him, Will.
I
just
thought
came-
you'd come to me with an update.
No, I came over to say hello. So yeah, that's the sort of high quality things you can expect.
Oh, we're just look.
from
We're
our-
a well-oiled machine.
We have been planning though over in the TO thing about the special next event
Oh,
that
okay.
we're thinking about.
Yeah.
We are very excited.
So we had some people in the chat asking about future events, and
Excellent.
the things to say is there will be more 6++ events, and there's also there's going to be some very cool concept events coming as well.
Absolutely.
And that's all we can say right now.
Genuinely so excited.
Yeah, I think
The next idea.
we've nailed it on that score. More than Paul has nailed it here
Good
by
little
going second.
So how is the game planning
So
out?
what Jack's done
Next we'll do
is he
that
has
one,
put Zogrod in the
down
wire,
at the impulsor there.
Yep.
and he's
Just still,
shoved him
I
up
get
the
heavy.
board.
Yep.
I think he's going to kill some scouts.
Take 3 damage.
There's a big line of grots,
Kill the truck.
and then he's staged up
Do your work for
behind
you.
that. And then I think he's definitely
6 shots on
he's
5.
he's
so can't
shooting
heavy.
some guns.
Is he terraformed?
Threat toughness 9 on the
It's a
impulsor.
good question. There are some lads on
tough-
the far
toughness
right there
transport.
look like they
Not
might be.
that, basically. 2 3s ain't gonna do it.
So I think potentially on that right side.
You know, you said you weren't going to.
Alex Fowler in the chat says any 8v8s
You're
for
going to shoot everything and
That
do no
sounds
damage.
like a crazy
It's going well
idea.
so
Yeah,
far.
Preposterous.
don't be mental, Alex.
At a venue that can,
Oh, no,
in fact,
you're a
host
bad man.
64 people,
Yeah, the venue is 64 capacity
an 8 versus 8 tournament, teams tournament would be
on WTC Terrain.
on WTC
Who the
Terrain.
fuck are you kidding?
That's-
You wouldn't do it.
381.
It'd be a crazy idea. So,
Yeah, I can't
That is
see it
heavy,
happening.
so 3
no.
hits.
No,
But thank
2
you for
wounds,
the
8
idea.
not even once,
I'll take
Alex.
on.
But yeah,
Yeah.
nice
6
try.
on 5s normally, but the shock attack gun is heavy, so goes to 4.
Is the chat having fun?
4.
Yeah, chat's having a good time. They've mostly been bitching about Eldar.
Well, that seems slightly unfair.
11?
But considering everyone at this event has been bitching about orcs,
11 you say.
Harley has just slipped under the radar.
I know.
Harley-
Harley has been 20ing everything else.
Harley's scores are 20, 20, 20, and then the 9 that he lost just to on Lee
Yeah,
which is fairly certain he could have won
Yeah.
in different situations.
it's fair to say Inari are very good, I think.
Inari are very good, yes.
Oh,
And
sorry, they're gonna
they
start
make
terraforming.
playing experiences pretty miserable for the
For the uneducated,
Yeah,
the ill-prepared,
um,
or just armies trying to play Warhammer.
What
generally.
point are
Absolutely.
you going to have to go
but we do
towards?
have another Eldari player here, Inari,
Yeah.
We're getting there.
with a Wraith Knight.
Yes, Wraith Knight, 2 bike squads, and crucially, Shining Spears.
Which is the hero's choice, isn't it?
It is the
I
hero's
feel like I'm
choice.
about to
I
get bite, ankle bit
I
by
like to
some
die on
real
hills.
rocks.
I will only
Zogrod
ever
is
play
no
my
joke in
Inari with
combat.
Shining Spears.
There we are. You heard it here.
Not within
That
the
is
I will never play Inari
live
without Shining
confirmation.
Spears because they are.
Heath has
just
some
incredible,
base,
Chris.
not base,
I think so.
I think
base, base.
hitting on 3s when all the other aspects hit on 2s
Yeah, with like one shot.
with
Or
one
whatever it
shot,
is, yeah.
and their little melee attacks. That's
Really
just
territory
that's
for
good
Orks
stuff.
at this point.
But they do go through walls.
Oh, it's just so
Yeah,
fun.
well,
to
And therefore they're
I'll
automatically
cover
good.
along
To-
the line, basically.
to make bikes
I'll
go
just
through
say-
walls again.
Yeah, so this
What
one-
would you
this
give
one's
for that?
definitely gonna have to go in.
Here we
Oh
are.
man, seriously.
Charge
You have
move,
to keep
everyone-
The only
Dimensions,
reason-
everyone has
Harlequins,
close to
and
I'll
yeah,
give
going through
pilot
walls.
and
Imagine
close
that.
to him 'cause that's
Imagine if they'd given the
That's
Harlequin
right, yeah.
detachment like the shining
we're good at the minute.
spear.
That would have been really
Would that
good.
then make Harlequins actually usable as a monofaction?
Quite possibly.
And you're saying 6 away from your
Quite
opponent.
possibly.
Impulse doesn't matter. can't
Ben
work.
S says he
It's
just
not a
bought
walker.
some spears. The models are lovely.
Vehicles
The models
can't
are
go
incredible,
around.
yet the bases are
legs.
massive.
It ain't got legs.
It has got legs.
Let's
Stop it.
not pretend they're not.
Stop it, Paul.
Hold on,
No.
you've got to fly.
That is probably their
Made a little
biggest
friend of mine.
Beast of Nurgle.
downside.
Someone's going to be winning some spears in our
Yeah,
prize
I
pool.
have put some shining spears in the raffle
Prize
because
pool.
I
That's
have
it.
deduced I don't need as many shining spears as I bought.
Despite them being the
Despite
essential
being,
pick of your Yanari
they are
list,
the pivot around
you in
which the
fact
entire
don't
list will
need more
function.
than 6.
Or
I
just
don't
make
think
a
I
line
need more than
here
6.
and be happy with that.
But 6 I shall have.
Don't all Harlequins already have that rule of fit belts? No.
The foot ones do.
Foot ones do, yeah, but they go through walls anyway. It's the obviously in 9th edition, all the bikes, all the
Yeah,
boats
it's-
just
it's-
went through
if
the walls.
the Skyweavers and their Starweavers could go through the walls, that would do wonders for them.
Need more models.
Anyway, what I'll do is I'll go carry on doing nothing, and then I'll go find out how the other games are going.
That sounds
And
great.
actually,
Have a
then
little rest,
over-
mate. Chill out. But it's been lovely to see you.
It's just been beautiful, and
This
I'm
is
glad Jack
everything I
Tight's
hoped it would
plan
be.
of going first has
It's
Has
just
worked.
it's just destiny, isn't it?
It's so upsetting.
Our nemesis. People in the chat won't know, but we had a prize we were going to hand out.
We do, yeah. This is top secret, guys. But basically, one of our certificates is Conqueror of Tights, and whoever beat Jack by the most is going to win this certificate. And Jack's gone and bloody won the event if this goes as we think it might do.
So we're trying to work out, do we just give it to
So
him?
we're going to give it to Jack Tight. So Jack Tight is going to win.
Ultimate Funk says Chris doesn't sound hungover at all.
I'm not hungover at all.
No, Chris isn't hungover at all.
To be fair, considering I've had an hour and a half sleep, and I got in at 4:30 in the morning.
I think you've done very well.
I'm actually sorry how the 3-hour drive back goes.
I think just go easy on that one. Just
Maybe.
Pace yourself.
Yeah, pace myself.
And it's fair to say, I think Ed Watts has taken a lot of the heat off you because he's looking worse for wear.
Ed Watts consumed quite possibly the most amount of Jaeger bombs I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was
anyone
catastrophic amounts of Jaeger
consume in
bombs.
their life.
Duncan Ware has had all my painkillers.
Has he?
Yeah. Because he's looking worse for wear.
Weak. I sound like I swallowed a sock. Excellent.
I think you're quite sexy, to be honest.
Thank you. I've gone for the husky vibe.
Yeah, it's a little bit, because my WTC voice was quite similar, where it's like I had no voice either and I had to rest it, but I think it's just late night radio voice. Don't worry about it, man. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, screw you, Dave.
Yeah.
And Tom.
Yeah, and Tom Green quite.
All of you.
They're all taking Orks to South Coast GT.
Are they? Is that what they've
Yeah,
decided?
pretty much. The chat have told me to take Votan. Apparently that'll help. Do you think that'll help, Chris?
Do they beat Orks?
They can certainly shoot them.
They can shoot the Orks. Do they outshoot Orks? This could be the thing. This could be the meta pick.
Maybe it will be.
Play it on TTS. Try that matchup.
I've got to submit it tonight, and I'm getting in at about 11.
Jeez.
Cool, Scout's got one.
It's not good, is it?
That's a slight plan.
Yeah.
Slight flaw in the plan.
Chat, let me know. So I've got some options percolating. I could take Final Day GSC. They look quite fun. I could take Inari. That looks quite fun. Could take Votan. We know that's a good time. Or I could just carry on brood surging
That
through
many
people.
more AP0 on the Scouts. One wound to do. We got him.
Top says, is that the Jack type?
Cool.
It
And then
is
I've
the
got,
Jack
I
type.
think it's like
Unfortunately, so yes.
4 into the Infiltrator.
A man that our show has made more famous than we are.
So 4 into the Infiltrator.
Can't wait for Reddit to go to town on him
Oh,
for
no.
breaking
Rules
all the
misplayed.
rules. There's no rapid ingress issues here, hopefully,
4
today.
wounds, AP0 on the Infiltrator.
He's literally like, he's just a saint. Like he would never knowingly misplay anything in his life.
I just loved how much anger there was from 3 people on Reddit about how he had
It's not perfect.
clearly cheated to win a GT.
I'll put it on a runt herd. Actually, I'll put it on a runt herd.
Paul's done a bit of killing back.
I know I'm rolling another dice front. I feel no pain.
I think there's just the mid-board scrap. Zogrod just getting himself in position. Is that Scout still alive? Go on.
Go on the Scout.
Oh no, that's Jack's unit. Sorry.
Hmm?
Paul says, do I get to play soon?
Oh, okay. No, the game's only for me, Paul. Only I get to play the game there.
My turn was normally like this.
Jack is actually a bit more chopsy than he normally is. I think it's because he feels destiny upon him. Oh dear. Someone in the chat said just take the Orks. I did the thinking on it.
It'd be a loss of Borrowhammer, wouldn't it?
I'm not taking the Orks. Like, from a team's perspective, I'm not going to play Orks anytime soon. I've started painting some. I'm not going to play them anytime soon. And it's not useful data for me to go and play Orks. We know Orks is good.
Anyway, I'll love you and
Chris is
leave you.
going
I'll
to
be
scoot,
back in a
but
bit.
please do come back.
I will come back.
You know what? That was quite fun.
That was fun, and next time I might bring some relevant information.
If you
as
could
well.
know what was going on, which was, if you remember, something we discussed.
It was the game plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this has been fun.
It's alright. And obviously, if you end up napping upstairs or something, that's okay as well.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Alright.
Bye,
See you in a
guys.
bit, bud. Reddit does love to be mad always. That's absolutely right. Don't ever worry about things said on Reddit is my advice.
Yeah. As soon as I get in, I can hear his Reddit. Yeah, Reddit is a special place.
Yeah.
Right.
Generally, what happens is you post your content on Reddit and then don't read the comments, and that's how you retain your sanity. That's how I usually approach Reddit.
Absolutely.
Secure no man's
Ultimate Funk says Tyranid main Tom. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was a Tyranid main for a hot minute there. I played a casual 30 games of Tyranids in about 3 weeks. I am going to play them eventually. I'm going to start with Final Day though, because I can build like a lictor and then take it in GSC, and that's a bit more cost effective for me right now than trying to buy a whole Tyranid army.
That's 6 OC.
Just wait for them to get nerfed, everything goes cheap, then you buy them.
Michael G says, according to Reddit, Manny slept with my wife.
Oh, the things I've heard about Manny on Reddit. You know when you had Nassim and 3 of our mates at the venue. Manny went and shouted at the refs. It's like, what? And then you ask the refs and they're like, no.
No.
I'm pretty sure he would have been dealt with if he was what people say on Reddit.
Yeah, so oath on them.
Yep.
But, a lot of fun comments I've read on Reddit in the past.
Andrew Boardman said he's doing Greater Greatness. For anyone who doesn't know, Greater Greatness is a series on 6++. We are doing all those hobby projects we haven't got around to. So if you want to come and join in, get in our Discord and come and join us on Greater Greatness. Andrew, what are you painting there? What's the project, mate? I've started painting some Orks, which looks worse than it is. I don't have any looters. I can't do shooty Orks. I've only got like squigs and shit. But I will be doing some Orks.
Then advancing charge.
BCG Sam says you were elves when we first played. Yes, I was. Was that the drop pods world eaters?
16,
and I was on my Phoenix Lords list back in 9th. Was that you, Sam? See if I can pluck that out of the ether. I think it might have been.
Cool. You now need
Cracking
5
game.
on 2 dice.
Oh, I see. So Stat Check just banned the Odaka.
Yeah.
It feels like Votan, remember when they first coming out?
Yeah.
I got nerfed before they even hit the stores.
Poor old Votan.
And they were still pretty strong. Up
Yeah, they were.
Oh, yeah.
So Paul's sending a little bit of melee out.
Nope.
A little bit of melee out.
He has to. He has no choice. There was a little gap left for him, so he's gonna.
Yeah, he's getting around there.
He's definitely gonna utilize it, and basically, I think he's hitting there, right? That's the plan.
I assume that's a terraforming unit, so I guess he has to, right? Has to try and kill him.
And that's again, it's a bait, right? It's a bunch of boys with a big shooter, from what I can see.
Yes, it was the triple Dreadclaw, Sam. Yeah, that was a hell of a game. I really enjoyed that. I think that was my list that had Morgan Rye in, because I just like the model.
Oh yeah, Morgan Rice.
No, good little run. I forget which event it was, but it was good. I don't think Morgan Rye's coming back out, sadly.
No.
Probably all the other Phoenix Lords, but not him. I went first and screened you into your DZ. That doesn't sound like me. I wouldn't. I'd never do that. I'm a nice guy. I'm one of the nice ones. That's what they say, right?
Everything?
I would
Anything.
never
If you're
block
on
a guy in his
objective, it's
deployment.
looters. If you're not, it's kind of everything. Everything's pretty good at it.
So I'll just stay out of that line of sight. Cool.
So yeah, just to update you on some of the other games happening. We've got Chaos Knights versus CSN. That's Johnny Simmons of Mind Goblins. Johnny's had a fantastic weekend. He's gone through a lot of top players. He is just one of the better players in 40k right now, straight up. And he's obviously taking a break from his admech to smash people on CK.
Yeah, CK are the one of the winners of the Dataslate because they were not touched. They were already really strong.
Yeah.
Especially in teams. Like if you're talking nerfs, right? Chaos Knights deserve adjustment more than Elder teams.
They're so strong. Yeah, they are. They've grown back into the game by standing still.
Yes, exactly.
So Johnny's playing our very own Lee Churchwood, who is a very deadly player in his own right. With Creations of Bile, which I think is an interesting game. I'm not sure Bile has the output for that many knights. People might be able to correct me, but it's like without the reroll wounds, can Bile get through knights? Like feels like a
you
tough
struggle.
Yeah.
I'm fine on Renegade Raiders because you have some shooting and you get the real.
That's it. Lee doesn't have the guns.
Real hit and wound on objectives, but without rerolls you struggle to into toughness 10 because you strength 9 and 8 and you do struggle.
Yeah, completely.
There you go.
Completely.
Can't go through there, basically.
And you can go lethal hits with Abaddon. That's where it's good, right? It gets to reroll everything.
That's not going to give me any.
But to be honest, with lethal hits, the volume is there.
Yeah. Painter's seen us. Am I looking forward to jailing people with Zodgrot and his grots? By the time I paint my Orks, they'll have been nerfed into the ground. Let's be real.
I bought my bridgeheads just before the slate, and I was like, I know they're getting nerfed, but I am buying 45 signs.
Yeah. I'm sort of painting Orks for 11th edition, I think is probably the way I'm looking at it. I'm hoping they make the squig stuff great again. That's my favourite stuff in Orks.
Make squigs great again.
Make squigs great again. I like the snake bites. I empathise with people that can't use computers. They're my boys.
what's it called? I came into conclusion that if I'm buying a 40k army now, I'm not buying a meta army unless it's
There's
an
no
army.
point. Yeah,
Unless it's an army, I'm gonna be collecting holy.
I actually think that's the triumph of this edition, is they balance it so rapidly and so effectively that meta chasing in the old sense doesn't
unless
make,
you're the
doesn't
top player,
make
it doesn't make sense.
unless you really want to push yourself
If you want to push the scores, you want to push the coaching and stuff like that, you will meta chase.
Your average player can just play 2-3 armies they love, and they will get their moments across an edition, no doubt.
Yeah,
and as long as it stays that way, I think we're on for a really good few
If
years.
you've got 2 full collections or even 1 full collection of models, you're absolutely safe.
100%. Diana L says one day GW will actually make Morgan Ra good, right? Now, look, when he was OBSEC and he could only take 3 wounds in a phase and he could get back up when he died, he actually was pretty good.
The only 3 wounds in a phase rule is such a stupid rule. I
loved
hated it.
I beat
I
Dark
played
Angels.
Necrons. I'm fine. I played Necrons. I abused it, but it's such a stupid rule.
The OBSEC Phoenix Lords that couldn't take the wounds, you could just do so much absolute nonsense with them. It was amazing.
Scuffle him over a bit.
Andrew Bourbon. Oh, you're painting Necrons, are you, Andrew? I see in the chat above. That's awesome, man. Very cool.
Yeah, looks good.
So make sure if he moves 8 to here, his base should.
Yeah, I agree, Bears. It's not gone away completely.
Let's send him up. These are the ways
But I
you
think
do nothing all game.
certainly if you compare it to the sort of Carnival of Ninth, where it was just all the same players playing all the same armies every few months for the whole edition, it's a lot better than that. Means that the people in the top of the game who actually are faction specialists, we get to see a bit of that more. I mean, if we take Jack at this event as an example, Jack has played Orks forever. He knows Orks really well. He knows the range, the models.
Just like Mike.
Exactly. Just like Mike Duff. Long-time Ork lore lover, Mike Duff. And those people are in the best position. Will Whitaker is another good example, who's played Demons forever. So when Slanesh were good, he wins a Super Major. I just think players who have that deep understanding and relationship with armies, when their time comes now, they suddenly shine. I love that. I just think that's awesome. I think that's really cool.
Any army that allows you to express skill in any way.
Rewards the deep understanding of an army. I think that's awesome.
So they're just going to run.
Hey, Birdman. Oh, lovely Martin Bird in the chat. I hope you're well, mate. I miss you. You're awesome. One of my OGs from Berkhamsted scene.
Let's make sure this unit does disappear.
And I was saying to John when I drove him up to this event, Martin, that we should have a garage night soon. Whether I don't care if it's AOS or Kill Team or whatever, 1,000 points, go nuts. But we should definitely book one of those in. I miss those nights.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of guard to test when I'm home.
Oh yeah, nice.
Because there's so many options. It's like having an old Drukhari book.
6.
Yeah.
Good. 6.
Yeah, and as BCG Sam says, yeah, Jack was literally at an event running Dread Mob a few weeks ago with his 2 Gorkanauts, I think, potentially.
Yeah.
I think he came second. He's pretty good.
Now he's potentially coming first with his Mordaka.
It wouldn't be our event if Jack Tight didn't win it, right?
Yeah. Well, Ed stole 4 points of him and ran off.
Yeah.
So possibly that might drag him down a little bit.
Secret tech, baby. 4 whole points. To be fair, that was my Tyranids as well. My secret Slanesh tech got me 4 points. Sometimes that's just the way it goes.
So 6++ special.
Look, we take a lot of joy in trying to cook up the counters, but the honest answer is if you're trying to counter it, it's probably because it's too good.
Where are the tank busters?
Tank busters are here. Other unit of tank busters in here.
Paul is just trying to navigate pushing back a bit.
Where he is currently.
He's just trying to navigate counter-attacking a little bit.
Well, he needs to create space, right? Because he's happy if Jack shows out of his deployment zone. But if Jack's staged shooting into his deployment zone, that's where he doesn't want to be.
And the reality of the game is that the Space Wolves units, if they can connect, will just pick up the Ork units, right? The Orks can't hack the output and the damage on the champions.
The one wound is toughness 5, but 1 wound only.
Paul will blend whatever he touches in this game. The issue is that if he is even slightly off with his positioning, he's going to lose too much. And it's interesting watching Paul trying to navigate it.
I can start the action, can't I?
I can't remember, but yeah, we'll go with it.
I know for a fact none of the players can let the other one terraform because
I'll shoot with them.
Let me just.
Yeah.
Where's the charge?
Cool, you can start.
You can. I thought you could.
Oh, what was the question?
They were just discussing with the terraform whether you can start it before you've cleared the OC off. You can. You're allowed to start it as long as you then hold it.
Yes, I think you can start it. But that's why you can stop it by going on it.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess if you take them off, then it just stops you doing it.
It's a cleanse, right?
It's the whole lever of control thing that they've got now. Yeah.
Then
I'll be right back. I'll grab a water.
Yeah, no problem at all.
you can grow back onto
So
that.
chat, let me know who's going to
As
South
long as
Coast
I've taken the
Super Major.
objective, it stops you
I'm
doing
going
that.
next weekend. I couldn't be less ready for it because I've been
Obviously
playing
they
an
grow
army
back.
I don't
The
own
action
for the
fails
last
at the end of my
month
turn.
and a half. So
yeah, so I think-
I'm coming in very loose, and I'm going to have a great time at it and just vibe back onto something. I'm just trying to work out what that ends up being. But what are you guys taking? There must be some people that aren't taking Orks. What are you taking? What else can I expect to see at
Spend the
South Coast
CP
Super
for
Major? Or am I playing Orks 5 times? Be honest. I don't mind. Just let me know.
4, 5 up. Use 3. I want you to try it.
Oh, Warmaster Will's going. Fantastic. What are you taking, Warmaster Will?
Use Space Source, you don't get a +1 wound. Strength.
Good lad.
4. Sustained hits, re-rolling wounds if you're on
4
objective.
attacks each.
Yep, and 3 on a power fist. I can, for 1 CP, get +1 AP as well.
Okay.
Ben Jones is at South
No, I
Coast.
want you out.
Yeah, you are. I want some Vanguard cuddles. It's been a while.
They'll shoot you as well then.
Yep.
Blue will be the plasma pistol, but I won't overcharge.
Oh, Warmaster Will's taking Abnet. Awesome, mate. That'd be cool. Be a lot of fun. Which detachment? Is it the cool new one? Is it Hunter Cohort?
Shooting done, charging.
Cool.
Charging to the Orc boys.
Is this that unit?
Yep.
Yep, cool. Come near that. That's
4.
not a 5.
CP reroll.
That's a 5. Only just.
Just.
God, I should have taken this one here. I'd have been
Squeaky
alright
bum
then.
time.
So Paul has just about managed to clear off the terraform bait on the central
So I
objective
can't
there.
base
God, imagine if I pulled that model now. That'd have been
Pro
genius
gamer
level
move.
foresight. That would have.
Jonathan Wywood,
think
I
he's
think
gonna
Jack
get
has quite a
past the,
long-term Orc collection, so I don't know how many of the new ones are in the army. I think it's quite a lot of the old models.
Cool.
Looking at it. Because he has owned a ton of Orcs forever. He also has a lovingly converted Custodes Orcs army that is well worth seeing at some point. I think some of the models are in this army because they've been
5
repurposed.
D3 shots. And then I've got the pistol as well. 6, 7, 8.
Is the pistol 12 inch or 24?
12.
No, the tank busters are, you know the new Breaker Boys box?
Yeah.
They build tank busters and the models are actually sick.
This dude.
They're really good, aren't they? Yeah, they look
How
cool.
convenient for you.
Well, blast, pistol.
I think there might be an Overwatch
6s.
going on.
Yep, why not?
Fuck off.
2, strength 8, or strength 9, 5.
He's done it last game.
Down to AP1 with cover.
Paul's in trouble. Save the
3
Paul.
damage each.
Oh, he's loses 3.
Nice.
That's pretty big.
And then your charge, sir.
And think about the fact that he could have not lost anyone if he just lost half an inch of movement.
I don't think you did it.
Right?
So there you go. Good talk.
Because he could have just not towed on.
Wolfen into
Yeah,
the
that was
board.
unfortunate. That's
11,
sneaky
you've
from
definitely
Jack
on
having the
that
little trap set there as well.
But even losing 2 would have been disastrous, and 2 wasn't like out of the realm of possibilities.
No, for sure. For sure.
He's thinking, where do
They're
we
gonna come
charge now?
this way.
Yeah, so now he needs to send out more units. The 5 models have been big because they would have done a number to these guys and get some OC on.
The other Wolfen will also charge them.
Yep.
10.
This dude is wounded in case that affects what order you want to do things in. Or you can just go punch Zogron in the face, that also works.
Yep.
Dodge that one.
Yeah, if you charge the large unit that's stringing like that, you have to remember which unit hits first because he's going to be taking models off. So make sure you have at least one of those 2 units touching the character because he's to die last. So you kill off all the Gretchen,
Rules are
and then he
stupid.
cannot take away the character from you.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely.
That is it.
Cool.
Jack DF in the chat.
I'll
Mate,
start
how are you? I miss you.
This unit.
I hope
Yep.
you're well.
You can't interrupt or anything, can you?
I think my thoughts on preemptively banning armies has always been that if you cut the top off a thing, it still has a top. right?
Yes, you're just gonna make something
So
else broken.
I don't like that philosophy particularly.
But to be fair,
It would depend how egregiously broken something was, but
God, so far
I
away
think
from that stuff.
1 or 2
No, we go-
weekends
we
of
go
something
back
being
first,
broken
right?
is just
Put it
funny. I don't mind it as long as it's not
Is it
too
slow?
common.
I think 9th edition Votan could have been justified to be banned
Yeah.
because they
My
were
back's just
insane.
leaning forward.
But I'm biased because I like Votan. I think 9th edition Votan were easy to ban because nobody owned Votan yet. They were brand new. I think it's much harder.
Excuse me, I owned them already before they got nerfed,
Oh, did you?
and I have 4 Votan codexes at home,
Yeah.
which none of them were relevant on
But
release.
it's like they were new though, right? It wasn't like people had their collections
Yes.
ready to go. It wasn't like the Our Time in the Sun thing, which I think is what a lot of people feel with their armies. Like they we all get a turn. Votan had never really existed, so it was kind of easy to gang up on them a little bit. You know what I mean?
And then we do it
But it
again
was
again.
dangerous because after the Votan got banned, instantly, oh, we're gonna ban Eldar because they're too strong. It's like, come on, it's
Yeah.
like,
But then we didn't do it.
Just behave.
Didn't do it. Right?
because people complained.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't ban the strong armies. It's like, no, just find out the counter. And there's no counter, just shout at GW.
1, 2, 3.
And yeah, I mean, when something is broken, community can limit it.
Oh, there's a one there.
We all, and it is worth saying, you always have the option of just not playing that army. You don't have to take it. Jack Tight himself was conflicted about bringing this to this, but also he wants to win RGT, and who can blame him?
If it's really bad, we can organize protests outside of the GW headquarters. No, we've got to stop all people on the road. We're gonna have to stop Orks sat at the entrance.
Yeah.
No, those are not fine. Need to kill those ones.
There's always a way, guys. Don't need to ban an
Oh, I
army.
forgot to shoot this guy into the.
Oh yeah, you go for it.
But realistically,
kill
everything
two,
broken recently,
You
there was
put
a
a model
counter
back
to
for
it.
Overwatch or something.
We've got the Wolfen going into the grots here.
Yeah.
And it just
Is
looks
it
like
black here?
it doesn't look like they're killing them fast enough.
No, they're not designed to kill hordes. They're designed to kill
Guess we'll see.
elite infantry.
Yeah.
So
Did
assault
they
intercessors
not
will do more
shoot their
damage.
little
than-
guns? Or I guess if they shoot their little guns, does Jack just
Yeah.
pull them away in
Was
the
it
wrong
one?
places
So
and
if
then
you
the
kill
charges
one, we'll
fail?
do the Overwatch again because you failed the charge anyway. So I don't really care how many I kill on the Overwatch at that point.
No, it doesn't look like it degrades.
No, cool. So go ahead.
That's just Jack Tight
Toughness 5.
effortlessly handling a sportsmanship situation in the best possible
2.
way, because that's
Oh,
who he is.
80
Every game so far that Jack played was like, have it, take it back,
Yep,
I
yep,
don't
yep,
care.
yep.
Do what you want.
He
Catch
is
him.
a saint.
And
He's the best.
then
it
you've got
stings so
the-
much more when you lose them. I'm like, God damn it.
That's the thing. Every game I've ever played him was like, I've been handed so much here.
I'd rather not take it and then be like, I've lost because I forgot.
So like that'll make it easy.
Oh, God damn it, Paul, you're in my shot.
And yeah,
There we go.
-1 to win. So this takes me back to the accustomed to toil GSC. They had the mini transhuman. The
Yes.
1s and 2s fell. On trash units, 1s and 2s failing just adds up. It adds up
Yeah.
so hard.
Yeah, like brigands
And,
shooting
and the
you.
Zogrod unit is very much like that. It's brutal.
Are they 5 up armor?
Yeah, 5 up armor, 5 up feel no pain.
So I think it looks like Paul will
So
stop.
currently you're getting 6 up saves.
Yep.
And there's how many left in that squad?
You killed 3, so 17 and the
But obviously he's committed a lot onto the
see
grots.
if there's,
and you can imagine there's going to be a retaliation coming.
Just wonder if that squad in the corner can do enough.
I hope so. I
You
think
need to stop the terraform.
Paul's working out if you want to apply a buff here.
So yeah, so I need to kill as many as I can. So we'll do +1 AP.
Yep.
Yeah, we're fighting here in the bottom.
They're all 1
right.
wound each, aren't they?
Yeah. I've got 2 on the boss knob, but
1, 2, 3, 4. These orange lights are nuts. 1, 2,
Is that the first time you've heard that, David?
Well, Harley, for the past day, if you remember, was complaining about blue dice being broken.
Yeah, that's true.
Then he played them and he kept complaining how bad they are. And it happens every tournament that one of the colors actually just spikes,
Yeah.
and people complain about them, and then they pick up a handful of the other color and they still roll crap.
No save, but one
Yeah.
And but they still
Kind of
complain about the
pains.
color.
I'm going to kill more of these than I did of
I
the
played
rock
both of them in a
cover.
tournament. They both screwed me over,
No.
so I know
Yeah.
they're both fine.
7. So I guess we kill
We've got a lingering Chris over here.
Power
I don't know if he's looking to come in.
on
Might just be chilling.
I think he's just watching orcs do orc
Yeah, he's
things.
just chilling out.
1,
Just
that's
watching
2
the game.
damage.
He's not looking at us expectantly.
The
too.
Capitan. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they just want orange. Yeah, the blue dice have been abandoned.
So him, and him all
They're
have
just both rolling
closer to
orange.
him, basically.
I think Chris can come on for an update here. Find out what has been happening at the rest of the event. Our final round. I'm a bit sad it's coming to an
I
end.
don't think it will be
It's been really good fun.
So he plugs in
Ladies.
the consolidate.
Hello, Christopher.
I have some real life news.
Real life news.
Real life news of real life games. Johnny and Lee are having a barrel of laughs
Okay.
over there.
Let's go then. See what happens. Right?
Lee has managed to get the
Cool.
+1 strength on
I
his
guess
bow.
technically
Okay.
I'll
roll.
do,
Did he roll
after
for
a
I'll do
reroll?
Zogrod's
What
unit
mania?
first so I
He
can
rolled
punch
for
this
it.
into
That
the
is,
drain.
He
I don't
failed.
endorse that, Chris.
He rolled it.
Don't
They
endorse
gave
that
a
at all.
massive. There was a massive cheer and high five
Violence,
because
I
he
can't
managed to
finish
get
Oh,
it.
it.
good man. Good man.
So I've got 4 grots
Lee
into
then
the
went
infiltrator,
first
and then
and
Zogrod.
Did he jam his whole army?
didn't really move
into the
anything.
Oh, interesting.
infiltrator,
And then Johnny
8
had his
attacks,
turn
sitting on 4s,
and didn't really move anything.
Okay.
Winning on 4s.
And Lee is now on turn 2 and just realised that he can't fit a rhino through a gap that he planned on moving his
Oh
rhino.
no.
Nice job, Grant.
So
Zogrod.
they basically both decided to
Twos,
sit there and play a
strength
very
8 with
passive
+1
game.
on wounds,
Yeah.
so
Obviously, we all know Lee is
4
not
AP2
going
on
to
the Wolfen.
full or manage that. For
Lee's
full
not a
damage.
passive man.
He's not a passive man. At some point, Johnny's going to
Kill,
tease
kill.
him
I
with
will
just enough
Yeah.
knights
and then
that
1 grot
his
into
entire
Wolfen.
army
His
will go
entire
out.
army's going to go, yep.
And will he be able to kill the knights? It's
Cool.
hard to know.
And
We
then
don't
we've
think
got
so,
into the
though.
other
No,
In
it
6 plus plus,
seems
our
unlikely.
assessment is that he's not going to kill
It
enough.
doesn't seem that way, but yeah, if you were to look at Johnny board, like he's just not really moved anything. So really thrilling.
I'm glad we got this
Another
one
very exciting game that what I'm very curious about is our very own Plusov of Alex on Orks versus
on.
Harley.
That is
on
interesting.
Unari.
Yes.
Alex went first, and Zogrod's unit, in a shocking turn of events, did something annoying, which was wrap like half of Harley's shooting on one flank. So, there's like 4 or 5 units like on one flank just with grots around them, and he's now trying to have to punch his way out over there and desperate breakout and all sorts of stuff.
I've been working with Alex on being more aggressive.
He was certainly
This
aggressive.
rule set has come along at just the right time
Yeah.
for that.
That was fun times. So
Is Harley happy with that turn of events? How's Harley's
I mean,
mood?
I think he was mildly miffed.
Pause because
you
they're
could
not
say.
in the war.
He was trying to sort that one.
Zogrod's the best unit in the game. I would not have expected to live in this timeline.
It's so interesting because I remember talking to when our very own Lee Jones was just getting into Orks, and he was like trying it out, trying to get the best of
And
it.
then
Yeah.
the 2
Is
rockets.
this detachment just suddenly make him even better? Or is
It's
he always
because he
been
can be in
Then
the
you've got
war
one
all
more
the
save
time.
and zero
Just
after
for
that.
Because in the war he moves 12, so then he's a 21-inch moving
So-
missile. Yeah, and with the 5 pinman on the grots is the thing.
And it's just so good at punishing a deployment.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
definitely.
it's like if you,
Gotta
the
stop you
entire
doing
Drakari game plan in the last year has been I yeet a beast pack at you and then I can do some stuff behind it. Orcs can now yeet a bigger unit that is more dangerous, that is tougher, that has a better army behind
pretty
it.
much.
And it's the same it's the same
Dice
concept.
coherency.
So it's very very powerful.
Coherency.
But
And he was always good, Zogrod. He was always good. But
yeah,
I
I think so.
think I lost a game to him at Nottingham.
4, 5, 6.
That was one of the reasons I lost with the Thousand Suns, because I just completely underestimated that unit and got rolled by it.
Absolutely nothing.
Oh dear.
But yeah, other than that, we've got actually quite a lot of interesting matchups.
Good.
The Parent
Yeah,
Gods
you
have
had
been
Area
kind
Denial,
to
what
us
was
for
the
the
other one?
final round.
Yep.
Yeah, lots of interesting games going on. And I'll
How
come
far
back
can
in a little bit when Lee
wall them
and
again,
Johnny
and
have
then they'd have
decided
moved
to leave
12.
their deployment zone.
Yeah, that's fantastic, Chris. All right, all the
Even
best,
if
mate.
they're
See you
full
soon.
Yep. They just get +6 to their movement stat.
So Paul didn't score
Nope.
the old secondaries.
I
Jack
mean,
only had a very
I'll have
quiet
that.
turn.
Depends.
That's not come up, to be honest. Let's have a look.
So I think this is probably the turn where it gets
It just depends
explosive,
whether I keep
David. I
those-
don't
Yeah,
know what
no,
you
no,
think. I think this might be the turn it gets explosive. I think things might start.
Yes, because Paul
Pushing.
doesn't really have a choice, right?
Yeah,
he has
there's
to push
+6
in, and then Jack just goes, "Oh, stuff came out, dead."
So in terms of, I think we've got
So you could just run them away.
quite a lot of
basically.
orcs might end up
Can
on
empty the
the
truck out,
middle.
easily get back into it with them.
Yes. And realistically, because there is a bunch of combat from
I think I'll
Space
just have
Wolves,
to ditch both of them and take
that
the
combat
CP.
can get slapped back by anything that's alive, because everything can be like AP1 or even if it's AP0, it's a
So
decent
you
strength.
had area denial.
Yeah,
Just the volume of armor saves
And,
is scary.
completely.
No prisoners.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll just discard both.
I think
Gonna pop
that's all
down
we
and just
need
see
to
the
do.
downstairs
Yeah,
and
just
say
for
hello
next
to
round, yeah.
No problem.
and I shall go to the Watson. I'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah, have a look how the-
Enjoy lovely day.
Yeah, have a look how all the final is going.
Yeah,
so-
yeah, I'll just get him.
So I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need to res 2 models not to do a battle shock, so we'll do their
Yeah.
res.
Orcs just have a lot of tools,
Need to check
and it
yeah,
just
this has-
feels oppressive.
if it's D3 plus 1 or just D3.
The table is looking very much
And if
in
we get back 2, we don't have to do a battle shock on them. which
neutral
then means
state,
we all
but like
take
you have
our
to keep
stock
in
rods.
mind how much stuff is in the trucks. So you'll have like things popping out of the trucks.
So spend our CP to auto
Although I don't know if
him.
that one is a
Do
truck.
either of my grot units.
But you can come out-
because those are OC0, right? Cool.
And shoot with
Do
all
either
the
of them give
lines
me
you
a
want.
CP?
You've got a lot of lines of
One
sight.
of them does.
You can
So
potentially
we
even
are
get in
gonna
here
hold
and shoot through here. Like there's
3
nowhere for Space Wolves
objectives
to
and
hide if they want to play the
terraform one
game
of
in
them.
any way.
Yep.
So they will get shot. There is no way to avoid it. The question is, do they have enough waves to
a good
kind
start
of
to the game.
whittle
It,
the
it really is. We got rid of Bring It Down.
This is the deployment that I did not want against a shooting army.
My cards,
That last one, I'd have quite happily had.
engage on all fronts and extend battle lines. Those are some pretty good cards.
Easy codes.
Engage and extend.
We'll call the War now just for the invuln and the movement.
Oh, he's doing it for us. Look at this.
And
Wizardry.
Yes, I can indeed update the scores.
2 OC.
Yep. Oh, this is where I've messed up. I completely forgot to charge in. Oh, that's fine. It's been a long day already. That's the whole point of moving him out was to charge in.
To be fair, I lost as many to coherency as he probably would have killed anyway, right? I guess.
It would have just
Yeah.
got him up board, that was all.
No,
Doesn't matter.
that's fair point.
fine.
I mean, you can put him here if you want.
That's
anyway.
fine.
You go for it. You know I'm chill. War. That's only got 3
Yeah,
left.
Jack's very easygoing. If you forget
Able to
something, he will
pass.
99% of the time let you do it.
OC.
3, 2, 3,
3, 1.
7, 6.
So you got 4 on there, ish.
I can, for 1 CP, double my OC on a character
Okay.
unit. No, not double, but give +1.
I might take some desperate breakouts. Be really rude.
OC3.
Cool. OC3. So you could have OC5 or 6 on there.
If there's only one guy, so it'll be 3, 4, 5 is the max, I think.
Cool.
I don't know if these guys are on there.
That's right. If one of them's on it, one of them's on it. It's all good.
Don't think it is.
Cool.
I haven't put it on there.
Okay. So how much OC could you have on there?
In my command phase, I could go to 4.
4 max. Cool. So what we will do is we will desperate break out him.
Because Gretchen can
and
move 12,
him,
so they're just gonna come out and get on the objective. This is shocking.
and then the others should be able to go round without any problems. Lose 1. What's my tape measure? Did I leave it over there? I did leave it over there. Lose 1 of them. Say he dies, and then 1, 11. You're probably going to be able to overwatch me, and there's not a lot I can do about it.
Hello, double flamers.
Something like that, innit? I have 5 OC. I'm going to move 12. There's no way I can avoid that. So, alright, we'll just suck it up and see what you want to do.
Just
Well, I
imagine
would
about
like-
the movement pressure. The
Can they
Gretchen
actually-
spot
can you
that
make
started
that?
in the
Seems like a very long
department.
12 inches you're
no,
measuring.
Turn 1 was in
Christ.
Yeah,
the
no,
northern
I'm
middle of the
okay.
board, and then turn 2 is taking your home objective away. That's insane.
If he has to desperate breakout to go through as well, then fine. That's 5.
And that's
then
after
7.
they've been
He
charged
was
by
next
2
to
squads
this
of
thing,
Wolfen.
wasn't he?
He would have been 2 from that deuce. He'd have been about there.
So he would just be able to do it if he goes.
If he desperate breakout. All right, I'll roll another desperate breakout. Still going to try it. If we don't get it, we don't get it. He's good. So I'll put 3 on the point, and then you can
So they're
overwatch me if you
OC
want.
2, aren't they?
2 each, yeah. So he's
So
gonna
I'm
go
going to have to
there.
overwatch him.
Yep.
Heavy flamer. Still -1 to wound? Even
Yeah, still -1 a wound, but no invuln now.
So your toughness?
2.
So it should be, yeah, so 3 is -1 ignores cover.
3 -1 ignores cover. Cool. It's not going to work.
D6 from the other one, 2. 1 -1, 2 damage. Doesn't ignore cover.
-1, 2 damage. Nope, kills front head. But that's fine.
Oh,
He's
so
getting
at least it
extended,
burns the
so...
CP.
Oh, I
Well, not
should
extended,
have
he's
kept no
getting
prisoners.
So that's engaged for that quarter.
So there is one little sliver of, of hope. At least we're gonna get 5 for primary, maybe.
Yeah, he's good.
Stephen, thought you were dead. Have you got a fairly lengthy movement phase? Have I got time to go from downstairs?
Why no
Yeah,
invuln?
this will be a longer
I
one.
assume it's in the
Watch
shooting
one
phase or the
does
fight phase?
Oh yeah,
Gonna
but
quickly go
I'll
for
just cheat on stream to
Or-
let everyone watch.
Or maybe because the
Um,
stratagem. Let me see. I think it's the WA stratagem on the
this
last for the
4
turn.
unit will roll in
Yeah,
advance.
I'm going for a quick smoke.
6. I see a 6.
So let me quickly have a look.
Yeah, you tell him it's the 2, right?
Orks. $40k up. More Daka. Struts. Orc is still Orc. Nope.
Guess we'll start the action.
No, actually, I'm not sure why no invuln. They did move 12. I would ask Jack why no overwatch. I will ask him as soon as he finishes moving, but I don't want to interrupt him when he's thinking. I assume it's the keyword interaction and then timing and stuff, so I'll ask. Oh yes, Krivo.
Yeah.
Actually, they might not have been. They're not in the wall. But they got like the midboard and then it saves. Oh, I know why it is. Because Jack
Yeah.
would not have
They're going to get out and roll in advance.
Yeah, so that's. I think that's what it is. The only way that could work is Jack had one
Yep,
in the
just
previous
won the invuln.
phase, in the previous
Not going to
turn.
do a lot with it.
But then when it rolled onto his turn and he moved and got Overwatch, he wasn't in the
Need a
WA
better
because he didn't use
advance
the
than
CP. So that's the only way that makes sense.
I need 2 basically to get
Yeah.
2 of them on.
Yeah, exactly. So I think Jack
Sorry,
just didn't have WA for that phase.
2. That's all we needed. Go to there. Go to there. There.
Nope, sorry. There you go. There you go. There's more greenskins creeping their way up on the left flank.
Okie dokie, we're back again. What's
Oh,
happening?
you think he can? Oh, so he doesn't move 12 without the WA? I literally don't know. Let's see what that group does. They're dead, so it doesn't really matter. But
They had the war turn 1. They definitely had the war.
yes, it's because in Overwatch he got shot without invuln, so he wasn't in the WA when he got
okay,
Overwatch. So
okay.
then he apparently he couldn't move 12.
But is the unit dead?
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's
We'll make sure.
I'll tell them after the game.
Yeah,
so
we'll
they
make
know.
sure Jack knows after the game. If it's not impacted the game, we're all good. Paul is returning to the table.
Yeah. It's basically not in favor of Jack more than anything.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So it does say, you're right, special dose. While in the war, your army adds 6 to the move characteristic of models in this unit. So if he didn't have an invul, that means he wasn't in the war. That means he shouldn't have moved 12.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Little things.
But again, it screws Jack over, and he is the one that used it wrong. So we will tell him after the game.
Yeah, we'll make sure he knows.
And regardless if that Overwatch only killed 1, it didn't work what he wanted to do. He needed the 3 gobbles in there, I think.
Yeah, completely.
But a good catch. I will ask
But you
him
can't fall back and shoot this
after the game,
can
if
you?
I remember. Hopefully I'll remember.
What? Oh, you can't?
No.
Oh, you're not going to fall back and shoot?
There is an enhancement for one unit to have it.
Right.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. So the way I work on the stream, and I think Tom agrees with me,
That
if
would make the
someone
attachment
cheats
really
intentionally
broken
or
if you
not,
do
I
that.
go
Yeah,
and tell
imagine,
them.
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
definitely,
But if
you know,
someone makes a
so
mistake in
balanced
their
as it
own
is. Such a reasonable army.
detriment, so
Yeah.
plays the
So
something
fun,
not
so fair.
optimally, I can't remind them. I can't
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
hey, you've got an move because you've got that. I can't do that. I cannot
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
oh yeah, you used that unit, but you've got feel no pain. Remember, I'm
Yeah.
not doing that.
We had it earlier on with the Terraform action where Paul was going to do the action. Then there was some doubt from the conversation about whether he could, and I just let him know that he could because it's like
Yeah.
Paul was going to do it. That was
Yeah.
his instinct.
It was
and
a question.
The confusion came
It
out
was
of the
a question.
conversation.
Can I do
yeah,
it? not
Yeah,
should I do it?
exactly. So it's like, I think we are more than happy cleaning up little things from the stream. I don't.
Yeah.
This is,
I just always want to
this
avoid
is a
Reddit
game,
drama.
guys. We're playing a game. It's a space game. It's okay to
Yeah.
chip in. It's fine.
Plus, they're having a really chill game, so that not like they care. The Jack literally again said to Paul, "Well, you forgot to charge. You can move it wherever you want if you want."
Oh really?
But Paul's like, "No."
Win back.
yeah.
No.
There you go.
Weak.
Not weak, it's just smart. Smart move. Don't judge me.
Don't judge.
You're judging me.
We are all judging you for playing Orks.
Fuck judge you.
Whether you've been an all-time Orc player or not, we judge them for playing Mordaka.
Evil genius.
Yeah, Jack is just taking the balanced approach of I might as well lose some guys to make it more balanced.
Looks better on stream, right?
Looks like a more heroic victory.
This is going to be
Because-
a big turn, I think, from
Yeah,
the Orcs.
because if you didn't notice, Tom, what happened is it's right here. It's these guys. The question was these guys fell back right onto the objective, and they were out of seeing him. But then the Dreadnought Overwatch came in and killed 3 Gretchen
Yeah,
with no
Caught
invul.
red-handed.
And the question was, why do they have no invul?
No defense.
Because if they don't, they can only move 6
I
inches.
I get you, yeah. That makes sense.
But it was into Jack's detriment.
Yeah,
If they ended up on
it's
the
all worked
objective with
out,
no
right?
WA, then that's something we would tell them. It's like, hold
Yeah.
on a minute, you're not in the WA, do you move
Yeah.
12?
Absolutely. It's all good, guys. Yeah. Nice and chill.
Oh, my. Getting old.
You know, tank busters will advance.
Tank busters! There's a bunch of orcs out on the table now.
At least you can't advance and shoot.
Yeah, no,
Oh.
imagine, right? That'd be absurd. What sort of reasonable detachment would have that?
Oh, man. Good times.
See, they're all having a
He's going
good
to be in
time.
the train.
Yeah.
Mutual respect.
Yeah. They know. They know.
2, maybe 3. Probably 3.
So Zodgrod himself is still alive. That's the squig
Yeah,
over there,
it's the,
isn't
it's
it?
the big squid
yeah,
boy.
the big squid boy.
Right there.
I wish it had markings to show where the actual
It'd be
train
really good, actually.
It would
I
be
thought
really
he
helpful,
did,
wouldn't
but
it?
I couldn't tell you because my brain is a bit of a mush after a weekend of
Me too. Me too.
watching
I'm,
games.
Also
I'm
feel
shutting
slightly
down,
off the edge
but
of
I'm
that.
having a nice time shutting down.
Yeah, I don't know how he did it with WTC because with WTC we were like high energy until last day. I think.
Yeah.
I think it was just the WTC high and a 30-degree heat.
Yeah. It if he's advancing with the tank busters and planning to shoot, then he is in the wire, yeah, because the assault rule for the detachment is only if you're in the wire, I believe.
Yeah, so he just forgot about the invul probably.
Yeah, that's fine.
Take it out. Truck screens to the back line.
Jack just decided to be a nice guy and win regardless without the save.
Yeah.
He doesn't need invul on WA.
Classic Jack. What is he like? Oh, look at some Custodes Orks. Here they come.
Yeah,
Here they come.
the flash gets.
Yeah,
the flash is the flash.
gets. So I remember I played.
Where are they?
Was I on Jack's team? Can't remember. No, I don't think I was on his team. He beat Mike Porter in a Custodes mirror with his Custodes Orks. That was a big day. That was one of the days.
Oh yeah, so they're multifunction. They can be Orks and they can be Custodians.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever you, when the Orks get nerfed, Jack can pivot to Emperor's line of the Emperor or whatever.
Yeah, I've always played Custodians. That's the secret
The
strat.
relentless self-deception of the competitive player, right? It's amazing.
They go 10.
Oh, they're
Stop worrying
flying.
about that now.
See, I still remember the dark days of when I walked to the table with Imperial Knights. I was like, oh, you're playing Knights as well. Like, yeah, good times. Taran is getting back up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So some of them might get stuck in the terrain.
Hmm? Yeah. One like that.
Just rotate his gun round.
Oh, him, yeah. Cool.
That smells like Lutas to me.
You probably need someone like here.
That is true. You can quite easily convert an Orc
that's right,
army
that's
into
what
being
this dude
anything
is.
and then go,
Yeah.
oh, they're actually GSC.
They swap over to GSC really nicely. Yeah, the GSC weapons go on them. Some of my hybrid metamorphs used to be
There's a
Orcs.
dude
Oh, that's
in
where
here.
you put that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Orc Bridgehead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I played against a guard army at Nottingham once. That was all grots.
Didn't that move there to get
It
the
was
other
all
guys out?
grot guardsmen and grots
That-
converted
they
Lehman
just
Russ
got
with
out of
grots
that. That
coming
was
out.
already
It was like the grot revolutionaries, and
You
it was
didn't
just
move on your turn.
one of the most beautiful things I've ever
You
played
didn't move
against.
it.
It's so
Always wanted to do
loving,
that.
so
Yeah,
lovingly
move
made.
to- I rotated him like
Oh,
that.
yeah, so you
behind
can
the
shoot,
box. Yeah. All good.
Gretchen spam was always my dream.
Yeah. Michael G says, I'm going to glue some helmets onto my termagants and say that they're Krieg soldiers. Yeah, why not?
Just give them spades as well.
Yeah.
Brickset. That's
Yeah, this is a big mistake, but I made it, so I'll live
Jack
up to
DF
it.
says Nicholas Eck. Yeah, it may well have been. May well have been. I don't remember. All I remember was I wasn't very good at Thousand Suns. That's my main memory of Nottingham. That and sitting on a
Yeah,
high
so
chair and
the
breaking
idea
it in
obviously
front
was
of the
I
entire
hope to
40k community.
Yeah.
Just to
It was
make
quite the
ankle bit
weekend.
worse. Say la vie. I don't think it's going to change much to the outcome as well.
No, Paul, don't give up yet. No, you're fine. You're fine.
It's
I'm
not
giving
brilliant,
Paul
to
the
be fair.
thumbs up.
It can still happen. I still have dice to roll, so it's not free. Looters will roll an advance.
yeah, Paul's already lubing up. He's ready.
2.
Yeah.
It's one of those, you know, whenever I watched Money play or like any of the good players play, they would never like go all out. They would like
Yeah.
in waves try to chip you down.
Yeah.
Whenever I see one of them just go okay and just put everything on the table, I was like, oh, I fucked up.
Yeah. That's it.
You know immediately when
Yeah, yeah.
the look in their eyes is like you're getting tabled.
If they get the in, they'll take it, but if they don't, they'll wait.
Yeah, that's a good thing. It's like if you're in turn 2 or 3 and your opponent's putting everything in the open, if
that
he's a
mean
good
get
player, you
rerolls?
know you messed up somewhere.
Yeah,
Does that
yeah,
mean you
yeah.
get re-rolls?
Sorry, what?
Does it get re-rolls?
If you're on the objective, but otherwise, no. It's worth it.
So a bunch of
They
orcs
should
are
just
out,
chill further
mainly
back.
because
They
there's
haven't
no
rolled enough to
retaliation
do anything
coming their way.
exciting, so should just chill at the back.
Because you've got what, the captain with Sternguard in
Just
here.
be aware, if you shoot him and he doesn't die, I will be able to shoot these guys. Just
Fair.
in case it impacts where you put things.
It does seem like. Yeah, I think basically Paul has got his initial wave's gone out. Jack's probably thinking if I kill this initial wave, there's probably only one more wave.
Yeah.
And the Orcs probably have 3, I think is probably the way of looking at it.
Yeah,
And
that
at that
looks like-
stage, it gets a bit much.
That looks like Dead Murder Funk.
No, not Murderfang. I love Murderfang.
There's gonna be a bunch of murder happening. I just
So
don't
we
know.
had a Plusov. Paul played against Lee in round 3, and Murderfang killed about 20 possessed and 8 chosen. So that was pretty fun. Lee
He's
was
flat
like,
3 damage.
I should not have charged that Dreadnought. I was like, no, Lee, you shouldn't. John Scrivens is running around wowing. How are you doing, John? You having fun? He's a happy boy.
Oh, you've got dudes here. Right, that's going to stop that from happening. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
man.
fine. Pop that.
I know exactly what Paul's thinking. He's like, what the hell are you measuring? Just shoot me.
He's doing the. I don't know if you've seen the meme where Ben Affleck is smoking, and he just has that look like, when will
Like,
it
oh
end?
god.
Paul is occasionally just leaning back on the wall and doing a very good
Wait, I can
impression of that meme.
Stay off.
There he is. This isn't kind. Don't video
flash
him. Let
gets
him,
him as
let him
well,
have his
top.
peace.
Poor guy. Oh, what is the... there you go.
Oh dear. There's Jack.
There's the face of the murderer. There you go. And there is us.
Oh yeah. Would it really have been our event if Jack Tight didn't win it? Eh?
Well, it could have been Mike Duff Orks versus Jack
It could have
Knight
been
Orks.
Mike Duff. It could have been an Orc final.
The game is looking exactly the same way as every other Orc game that I've seen looked. There's a bunch of shuffling around, moving around, looking around,
Yeah.
and then there's I've shot, and then the other player just goes,
Would you like to do anything?
I hate Orcs.
Yeah.
Nah, fine.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a very
Right,
calm murderer.
Oh
shooting.
yeah.
This unit
Jack
attack
is
busters
definitely
gonna shoot the
a
impulsor.
perfect vessel for a
They'll
psychopath.
pop
Because
their
he's just calm and nice.
for the bonus.
Yeah,
And then he'll
he's-
stab you in the back.
Yeah.
So
He is. He's
5d3
very
to
measured,
hit.
very clinical.
From
That
where?
is this unit.
But I mean, I'm a huge fan of Jack Tyson. He just has quietly
5,
been
6, 7, 8, 9.
one of the best players in the UK for
Hitting on
a
fours,
good
because
couple of
you're a
years
vehicle,
now.
re-rolling ones.
And very excited to see
Mad.
how his England career progresses. Whether he make,
Cool,
he's
3 hits.
surely in a good position
strength
to
10
make
plus 1 wounds,
the 8
so
this
two.
year. I'd hope that he
2 at
does.
AP3 down to AP2.
And just in
3
general,
damage each.
he's young. He's only going to get better. That's the terrifying thing.
No, there is currently 4 5-0s, I believe,
Shock
right?
attack
And we're
gun.
gonna end up with 2.
Yeah.
Five
So
shots.
on 4-0 we have
Four
Paul,
strength,
Jack
two
Tight,
vehicle,
Johnny Simmons. Those 3
2 sustains.
are in the 4-0 position.
2 to wound, strength 10 plus 1 wound.
So-
3 at AP5 down to AP4.
Johnny, I think, didn't have the same
How many wounds
scores
you got
that
left?
Jack has
4.
had. So I
5.
think
5.
if Jack wins, that's it.
Yeah, Jack only
I
dropped
I
4
don't think
points.
Johnny's catching him, but if Jack were to lose,
Fair enough.
Johnny or Paul could take the title. And obviously there's podium places for grabs as well, so for Paul he wants points if he can get them. Harley playing up against Alex Chancellor. If Harley has absolutely eviscerated people at this event with the Inari, so if Harley can win against Alex,
So it'll be that one and that
or
one.
indeed if
They'll
Alex
pop
can
their
win against
lethal
Harley,
hits.
then
5, 6 is
either of those could be in a
lethal.
position for podium, I think, as well.
It's got 3 lethals
So that's cool.
and 6
I think
extra
that would be really fun.
5 to strength 6.
You reckon 2
That
flash
is
gets gonna
5
open the
AP1.
impulsor? You reckon the
3
2
up,
flash gets gonna
another
open the
2 damage
impulsor?
each.
Oh yeah, surely.
Takes 2, down to 1.
Mike Duff
Cool.
says, I'd have had Jack, he's
Not
not
enough
nearly
power
got
for
enough
him,
shooting.
then.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because he dropped, what, 10 flash gates for 20 boys?
Yeah, he's got the 20 boy
Truck
bricks.
will shoot its
I
big
don't know what the
heroes.
maths on those in the mirror is, so who knows.
See if we can flick that last wound
Well,
off.
it's clearly wrong, because more boys is not more DACA.
I agree.
This truck will
So
do
I
it.
think it's the wrong approach.
It's not a
to
very
do this.
thematic approach, is it?
And we know Mike is a
Fives.
long-term
Well, Mike is a
fluffy
One
player.
eight.
Mike as an Orc law lover would know. If you're going to play essentially what is bad moons,
So what hasn't
you
shot
take
yet?
all the guns.
so
So
they're going to be out of range.
Mike
The
is
big
obviously
looter unit here,
a very,
the
very
boys.
narrative player in that
Yeah,
sense.
Jack is
I
a
love that.
filthy meta chaser.
Yeah,
going for
exactly.
the-
Jack by comparison is just a
5
mercenary,
attack
just an
seats,
opportunist.
strength 6, AP1, 1 damage at the minute.
Just jumping on Orcs when they're hot.
Yes, they're 4 base, plus 1 for war, they go up to 5, and then their strength 5 base goes up to 6 for war, AP1, 1 damage.
What's your line of sight?
Yeah, it's why the units spread
Yeah,
out a bit.
the
so that
Sustain
if you
2
wanna go on the
pistols are
objective, some of
just
them are gonna be able to
funny.
shoot you, which
They
will
are
give them
just
4 rolls
funny.
to hit.
Like a brick of 20 boys just casually deleting like 300 points of Eldar on its way to fight 300 points of Eldar.
Shooting in the sky.
With
It's just the
pistols.
falling shells.
Where else will I need the CP?
Yeah, consider the fact that Eldar are like immortal beings, and then you've got Orcs who just think the guns
Yeah.
sound cool.
All this
Yeah,
shit?
yeah,
Where's
yeah.
the AP1 apart from the
absolutely.
gun?
Pointing in a general direction.
The Mega Blasters are AP2.
Uh-oh.
So
Good job,
he's
camera.
AP4.
Camera's shut off.
Is AP what?
He's AP4,
It
they're
thinks you've seen
AP2,
enough.
they're 3
It
shot
does
seats,
that. I'll be right
strength
back.
9 AP2, D6
Yeah, it
damage.
just says enough of Orcs.
And then the looters are 3 shots each, strength 8, AP1, 2 damage.
So we've got some volume fire coming in from the looters.
Yeah, he'll just die. I'll just get him out.
Cool.
Out of line of sight.
Yep.
Mike the narrative duff.
Does it blow up?
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah, you've got Pete Duff who just always jumps on whatever's optimal with his various different Chaos armies, you know. Nothing themed or interesting about him. Mike, by comparison, just a dedicated lore player, really.
Changing him.
Right.
So I'll shuffle them a little bit if I need to, but I want to be out so you can't shoot
Yeah,
them.
that's absolutely fine. I know you can. I just wanted to make it so that if you basically when you get out, you can't go on the point without letting me shoot you.
Got a little report on the round in general from John Scrivens, and
Yeah,
we've
you're
hit
fine.
that sweet spot now. The nice thing
up
about
easily.
round 5, well,
Make that
nice
charge
depending
a
on
little
your
longer.
perspective, is that the games are really
Really have an
balanced.
accent.
You're playing against someone who's in a very similar win
Another-
bracket
one
to
takes a
yourself,
One more,
often
but-
a very
oh, no, you've
similar
got
skill
five, yeah.
level.
One takes a win.
And that often means that the spirit of the game is quite similar as well. So there's a lot of fun games being had.
So over here, I've got 4.
Yeah, I think all the
sticking
games were
guns
pretty
out on the line for them,
civil.
and then
There
I've
was no
got,
no
2
fist
who are
fights.
just going to shoot
At
them.
least not at the
Oh
venue.
yeah,
That'll
for sure.
include the pistol.
4 can see them wolfing.
Yeah, should be that one, maybe not that. Oh yeah, sorry, that one, and that one.
You're going to have...
Because they got some long guns. Just move that.
Yeah, Mike just making sure you mentioned that he's a very narrative and
Yeah,
friendly player.
Mike the narrative duff. That's
Yeah,
what they call it.
1,
RC because your rocket's sticking out.
3.
I hate that rule in this game.
I agree, but I'm going to
Yeah, I
use
was
it.
saying how Pete Duff always
I'm not
jumps
that
on all
nice.
of these. He's
So
very
yeah,
opportunistic. He
2
jumps on these
pistols
Chaos
from him,
armies,
and then the one that can't
whereas
see
Mike
into
is a
them as well.
true dedicated
So
faction
D3
specialist.
into the Skyclaws, what they are, 3.
Skyclaws, they're assault intercessors.
Sorry, and then the pistols, so 2 more, so 5 total. 1 hit, wounds on a 2. 1 wound, AP2, but you got cover. You're good. Cool. And then we've got 4 sets of rockets at the Wolfen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 1 each for blast, so 11. There's 5 Wolfen in there, right? I
Hey,
didn't
Matthew.
randomly kill one.
What is your time zone?
That's fine.
Because you
so
are
that's
everywhere, no matter what the time is.
Of course it is. Why would
His
it?
time zone's Warhammer.
so
I think
6 minutes?
someone mentioned it on the War Games
Say
live stream
5.
that he must
Winning
be a
on
bot
threes.
or an AI
No,
because he's everywhere.
That many at AP, 2
absolutely
damage.
dedicated is what he is.
3 damage each.
You know, there will be a clip of stat check that I'll go and watch, and I can see Nergo Mafia in the chat. I go into War Games live stream, there's Nergo Mafia in the chat. I go into my offline chat, and there's Nergo Mafia in the chat.
He's probably the most prolific and supportive person in like
He's
online
everywhere.
40k. Like he's just everywhere, always bringing good vibes, encouragement. What a hero! What an absolute hero!
Well, I can still see Space Wolves alive.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like,
I
there is a cheeky squad in the
So
middle.
this outer layer, this
so,
turn
Living
2.
Unit.
This
I'll
outer
do
layer is
the
going to go.
Big, scary shock
I think
attack gun.
Paul will then probably have to commit
and
with what
the Mega
remains,
Blasters.
And
and then I think that
Motherfang.
goes.
Jack will
and
kill
then I'll
him.
do-
And I think
I'll get cover from
then
this
I
one.
think we're in the
Yeah,
then I think we're in the
There's
end
gonna be
game. But we'll see.
AP2,
Maybe
AP1,
something more
AP1
exciting
if
than
you
that will
AOC
happen.
down to AP0 if you're in cover, yeah. Shock attack gun will still be AP2.
Benes says, "Are you
Is
talking
that
about
the right
Nogama?" I
thing to
sure
do?
am. He's in the chat above you, Ben.
Can't see that
He's
Wolfen
right here.
anymore. Can see them, See him. I'll put the Mega Blasters and the Shock Attack gun into...
Chris is hovering. I think you might want to pop on,
Yeah,
David,
one
to give
second.
us a little update. Get the camera in a nice
and
position.
I'll put 4 looters
Looking
into
to
them
turn it
and then
around.
4
There you go.
looters into them.
So nothing into murder.
No. Mega Blaster Hazarduses, fail 1.
Murderfang's not getting shot. That
Mega
makes me
Blasters
happy.
into the Impulsor on 4s because the +1 hit
Hi.
unit.
Hello,
reroll
Captain. What's
ones.
new?
Oh, so much stuff. Right,
Cool, many
so
hits.
Johnny and Lee's game.
Winning on
Lee
4s,
sent
strength
down
that
big blob of
is
possessed
5
down the
AP2 down
left
to
hand
AP1.
flank, and he lost one to a Havoc launcher, which he was
Five
not
damage.
was not impressed
No,
with.
that's annoying.
And then he failed a rerollable Dark Pact
one of
and
them
lost
I'll just
another
roll
one,
5 guys.
Okay.
and then left the Chaos Knight on 2 wins.
And then we had 4
with
leaders
only
in the
8
Dude
of his
point.
possessed. So if he'd had his
3,
full
4.
contingent, then he might have
kills
dropped that
it,
knight.
Nothing else can shoot
And
over
in
here,
return, he has lost
No.
that brick.
Yeah.
Which isn't really a good trade.
It's a
Um,
suboptimal trade.
It's not ideal.
I'd
in
coach
the
against it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
5s, 4 rerolls, plus 1 hit unit.
So yeah,
Going more or less as we anticipated then, perhaps. That
yeah,
game.
I think it turns out if 10 of he's got what 3 of these bombs, and they can't even pick up 1 knight,
Yes.
and he's got
They don't-
13 of them.
Without reroll wounds, they
I'm
don't.
not really sure. And on top of that, the entire midboard is just filled with a knight on each objective.
It's interesting. I've seen Johnny do that every game, and I'm
It's-
starting to think that's quite a good way
it's
to
quite a
use
bit-
Chaos Knights. Is
Yeah,
put
yeah,
them
yeah.
all on the
They
objectives.
do have quite a lot of OC,
Yes.
and sometimes holding primary objectives is one path.
Yeah,
to
no, it's
victory.
good. It's one of the.
That's what I
routes-
try and coach.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You get people who are
then
like
you've got
Chaos Knights are all about the
18
secondary
at
game,
-1
and
on those
I tell those people,
18.
John Lennon, you're just wrong. Stop
I roll.
advising
You
people.
You know nothing, John Lennon.
Stop telling
the
people to run their
same-
knights
this
down
is
the
the
flanks,
underdog.
getting
Absolutely.
contained. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get covered on
That's
them,
why
man.
you need to tune into our content and not Art of War.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
This Johnny seems good. He knows what he's talking
He
about.
does. He does, doesn't he?
He's a
No,
good
that's
player.
that's the other one.
So yeah, I can't see Lee really scoring many
and then
points.
4
in that
into
Is,
game.
it,
the
is there a
Just
second
chance
one.
one.
maybe the
Fives
Rhinos,
only rerolling ones,
yeah.
which
with
is
their Havoc launches
Yep.
and their perhaps a tank
I was going to say the tank shot's probably the secret weapon
Yeah.
in the Rhino's arsenal there.
two.
And of course, Lee does have 2 knights.
He does.
That is
They're currently
9
hiding.
-1 on the ones. Got cover again.
they're,
Two
they're
damage
like
each.
they're
Cool.
not a fan of.
Cool.
Because Johnny's
all
knights,
of the other knights.
Johnny's knights shoot better
I
than
love
his
it.
knights.
You're
Yeah.
amazing. You're the
Uh,
best.
They do
Five,
everything
six,
better,
six.
don't they?
Yeah.
They'll pop their
So
lethals.
that's not great. And then
Three,
over with Harley and Alex.
He's raping.
Yeah.
AP1.
It's
If you
very
want somebody gets
one-sided.
covering
Okay.
most of them.
So obviously we spoke about that rat play. The problem was
I
that
could
Alex
Five,
let
6s are very good.
um,
1-6.
Zogrod get precisioned out,
See, this is
that's
which
lethal.
then,
Interesting.
then that unit kind of like died, and then Harley just put
So
his
3,
basic stuff out onto
5
the
wounds,
objectives
AP1.
to start terraforming.
damage
And
each.
Alex doesn't have those like small tradey pieces.
Right, okay.
I think his unit Storm Boys went into a striking Scorpion
wound,
unit and
second
killed
one.
like one.
Kills one.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah,
a
so
wound.
because of that, he's
Kills
got
two.
off a bunch of terraforms.
Oh, wow.
And the Orks are like rapid ingressing in a panicked fashion.
What have you got left to
Which
shoot?
is
Right.
insane.
That's the boy unit.
And
That feels like maybe a War would have been the one in the
none of
second
them
turn.
can
there,
maybe,
perhaps.
yeah. I'm not sure if he has used that yet. I'm not sure, but yeah, it's basically like 38-19
That's all you're shooting pretty much. apart from the
already
boys.
to Harley,
Ooh.
and Alex went first.
That's not a position you want to be in, is it? Typically in a game.
So our two
20
super-
down with the end game swing to come.
Yeah,
Charge for
not
2
not ideal.
Yeah.
And this game
5.
super close, I'm sure.
Well, so Jack is basically just annihilating everything that Paul put out. Murderfang's alive.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
You lost him.
And
Is somewhere.
I may not have as good a read on game states as I should, but I think it looks like Paul will basically have to send the rest of his army next turn,
Yeah.
Cool. That's fine. He's not again.
which is the second turn of the game,
Yeah.
and then I think Jack's going to kill that
Okay.
in the third turn of the game,
So
and I think that will probably be in because I don't know if you know, Chris, but the game plays for 5 turns.
does it?
Yes.
Okay.
So if Paul's army is dead in the third, it's actually very hard.
It's quite a bold strategy to try
Yeah.
and play 2 turns with no models.
It's very
isn't it?
difficult at that stage to score enough points to stop someone whose army is alive for all 5 of the
That
turns,
is an issue.
which is actually is something you'll see top players do a lot.
Ah,
Is actually is kill their army in the first 3 turns,
Yeah.
and then win by being alive when the
That's
other
quite
opponent is not, which is something I think it's a very interesting approach to the game.
It's not one I've heard discussed much.
Well,
really.
no, we're not good. We're not good enough to
I'm
do
not-
it.
I'm
is
not
the-
about
is the-
that,
is the
no.
general problem with our team. We like to have a big ruckus for 5
Yeah.
turns. Although maybe actually Harley might be applying it over there by the, by the
Yeah.
sounds of
Charge
things.
to those dudes.
Yeah. Imagine Harley might finish this event.
In
You've got
like in a
one
podium
with
position
four
with 420s.
20s
It's
and
quite
then
possible, yeah.
And then you'll hear people in the chat complaining about.
But the great thing about
Inari
that is then I can tell him that the only game that matters is the one he lost.
Absolutely.
And talk about experience.
And then he'll
'Cause
like to
that's generally how I treat him.
how much, and he'll tell us, oh wow, actually,
Should've won
this
it,
coulda-
actually.
shoulda won it, blah, 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 blah. The proof is there on the internet, him losing a game.
Exactly that, and we'll be reposting that video regularly and tagging him in it for the next few months.
Over and
One won't fight.
Yeah.
and over. So,
Just
in
I'd say
short,
keep
my
off your
summary
feet.
is that the 3 most
You don't want me to- you
exciting
want me to get rid of
games
all
at
Appear
the
to-
top of the
appear
event
to all be
are
sliding.
all done already.
Yeah, it does
Uh,
have that feeling, and
which is a shame.
we were concerned it might be that way.
Because when I last came on, I said that we've been lucky with the pairing gods and we had some very interesting pairings.
Yeah.
Turns out that was a complete lie.
The
so-
Ork Eldar one, that's a shame. Yeah.
Yeah, it does feel like he.
Watch this be the
Yeah, Alex
police.
Was it that Alex's follow-up wasn't aggressively
Yeah, we-
positioned
It
enough?
wasn't.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah.
What I could
Yeah,
say. I
that's
think if you're gonna go,
If
as
you're
we know
sending
with
Zod, you're sending behind.
I think everything has to be in the
boys
mid
in the
board,
middle.
ready to be that follow-up. But as Harley was saying, he's got this position now where
Take measure.
he's sure the chaff is kind of out there and getting
Yeah.
taken out, but all his damage dealing stuff is
Still
just
alive.
sat there waiting
Yeah.
for the next wave to come to the middle board, and then he'll get to take that. So
Get one that can
Uh,
block him.
yeah, it's
If he has to,
great.
if he can,
Yeah.
And
Harley
we're
needs
never
to
going to
make
hear the end
contact,
of it
he
from
has to.
Harley, but we
No, we're not. Harley will
Oh,
have
the big
opinions
one.
on beating Orks with his Elder, for sure. Tim Burrows in the chat says that is a high-level strat, killing the opponent. Yeah, we actually do coaching, Tim Burrows. So if you
Yeah,
want,
yeah, yeah.
if you want more advice, like playing the primary with Chaos Knights or killing the opponent early in the game,
6++gaming.com.
look, we'll sort you out. We will sort you out.
One wound, strength 10 in the war.
Anytime. And then BCG Sam says Harley won our GT, but clearly only because he dodged me in brackets. Don't tell him. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I assume you were running World Eaters, Sam. You like World Eaters, don't you? I guess. I don't know how that is in
It is
Inari.
true that Harley only beat 5 people at this event.
Yeah,
He didn't beat the entire field.
He didn't beat every
So it's
single
not a real
person
win,
there.
is it?
No, exactly. I think it cheapens an event.
I think it
actually.
does, yeah.
Force.
If you don't beat every player at an event, it's not a real win.
No, exactly.
Oh.
I think that's that's something we should probably feed back to.
So feedback to our
It's
own
certainly-
tournament
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, for sure. It certainly counts less because he used Inari as well, ultimately. And
You know you're broken.
Inari, yeah, they don't count, do they? Yeah.
Not a real win.
Boy into the other one. Sorry,
So
I missed
yeah,
that.
I guess it's on Black Crow to stop him because that was a Black Crow event, was it?
Yeah, the 6++ one.
And then we won that, which I
We
guess
won that one.
it's we are to them what Jack Tight is
So-
currently
so-
being to us.
Yeah. So this is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know, there's always a bigger fish. That's just as Qui-Gon Jinn wisely said in the submarine scenes of the first new Star Wars film.
What a great-
Excellent,
movie.
excellent little sequence. That 3
then
very
the other
cool
one.
monsters.
Yeah, probably the best of all the Star Wars.
I would say
yeah,
so.
yeah. Most of the fandom agrees.
Is it
So-
CPU? Yeah, it's fine.
There is that.
Tim
Anyway,
Burrows says, I do need
same
some
one that's
coaching
been
on
done
rolling
to
sixes
That,
and
you've
not
got your
ones.
dudes up there to
who's
do-
the best in our team for that? Jamie East, Paul.
Jamie East is pretty good.
Jamie East.
I can sell you some Sky Splinter dice, Tim Burrows, if you want. They're not terrible for that.
Love it.
I'm gonna fire some shots here. I've got a Real Space Raiders dice.
Yeah.
That doesn't not roll 6s. So just putting it out there.
Yeah, something about Drakari does. I think it's because there's a lot of 6s, like for the saves in the army. People notice it because it's the only save they can actually make. And they're like, oh, you're making the save.
Anyway, I'll leave you to some.
Yeah, that's
that
all
is
right.
some proper
Go and,
commentary.
go and see. Maybe something will suddenly turn.
Maybe.
It sounds like those games could swing
On a
any
knife
which way.
edge.
Yeah, on
Thomas.
a knife edge.
edge.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure.
That's my turn.
See you guys in a bit.
Oh wow, I get to play.
Right, here we go. So
We
Jack
get
has scored big, pushed up.
1 for Terraform. Thank you. Not Terra. And we.
And it's now on the
missions,
Space Wolves going into their
random.
turn to retaliate.
Cull the Horde. Do you give that back?
They just
Yes,
didn't
I
have that
very
much
much
to
do.
retaliate
Just kill
anymore,
the two
right?
big-
Build up
No,
unit
they
of
do
boys
not.
basically.
They do
One's
not.
5 points.
That's a tall order. It's a bold move, Con.
Coal Hall, what was your other card?
Defend.
Defend. Cool.
Defend the strongest of holds. Battle shock on the Wolfen. He loves it. No other battle shots, that's dead. You got 2 OC on there.
Yeah, again, you can see how brutal it is because
2 AC on that.
Jack shot with a bunch of stuff
Counter there.
and then charged with a bunch of stuff. And now Jack's stuff is here
Yeah,
for what
And
it was
even if it gets all
worth,
removed,
this is sticky.
then
I
there's
don't
another
need
wave
to stay that
coming
way.
that's gonna
You're
shoot
sticky.
and charge, right?
Damn.
Where's
It's
her?
gonna be it's gonna get rough.
Where's her?
All I've done is
Courtney
do
Rhodes
that.
has
This is
20
moving
owed
nice
in
ball.
the other game for the Mordaka.
I love the
Okay.
fact
That
you
takes
can
Courtney
keep all
Rhodes
your
to a
guns at
nice
this end of the
4-1.
board.
Hey, look, I
I
didn't pick
believe
the
he was
match
playing
ball.
our own
You
Jack
take that with your
Chapman.
team
The
captain,
new
help
turret
me.
attachment is cool.
I
It
heard you
does
were there
not
at the
beat
I'd have turned up with the
Orks.
same thing anyway.
No, not many things do.
Still probably won.
Courtney, as the chat has correctly pointed out, is like the Orc guy. He's been playing Orcs forever. He plays almost exclusively Orcs. He does dabble in other things, but he's played Orcs forever, so nice to see him get a good result here. And he was running it with Gazgul, which I think is probably the most fun way to play Mordaka, is with the Gazgul unit in there as well, so you can play Hero Hammer with
So
Gazgul.
you not only do you flood them in shells, you just also throw them with
Yeah, there's also a Gazgul running about. Yeah, exactly. I just think that's good fun. That's good, wholesome fun. That's what I'd run.
I don't know if I'll call it wholesome.
If you
I think
overwatch
it's
last
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I ain't gonna do it. You're fine.
Not a lot is
Just
wholesome
move.
about this particular detachment.
That is not an Overwatch worth doing.
Here
This
comes.
is gonna be the
I
final
think it's some,
stand.
looks like it's some Stern Guard.
Stand guard with a captain. Because I know because he used that squad in the last game. The Power Fist captain.
Yes.
You got a battle shot?
He's
Yes.
passed, yeah, I
Oh,
rolled
passed.
double 5.
You're good.
That's your captain right here. Oh, we've got some space force here.
Yep. Oh yeah. I think this turn there should be some stuff. They're definitely going to get involved.
Yeah, there will definitely be Orks dead.
I
That's
feel like Murderfang might go and play with some looters.
mm.
But I'm
Because he's
also
got
I'm a
8 inch
little
movement, right?
concerned
Yeah,
that
watch my
that
tank busters.
might be
You're good.
Oh,
the
these guys, yeah.
I can cheat you with 2
Overwatch?
pistols, I'm not gonna do it.
that might be the
If you let me
Overwatch.
Overwatch with all of them, though, I probably
Murderfang going at the looters
will
might be
just
the
come off
Overwatch.
this
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
We'll see.
sounds good.
Yeah, Theo, it's turn 2. So essentially the pattern of play has been Zogrod was pushed out early, cleaned the initial screens. Paul sent some combat units to clear. Zogrod just about managed it. And now Jack retaliated, cleaned out some Wolfen and some other Marines with his tank busters and whatnot.
Yeah,
And now Paul is pushing out with his remaining units.
yeah, you can also see what battle round it is in here. On the bottom.
Yes.
They've only got 1 hour left, but then they don't have many models left to deal with. So they should be fine on time, pretty much.
Oh, they'll be fine. Yeah, they'll be fine.
You got anything still in reserves?
Yeah, I've got a whole unit of tank busters
course
and a
you
whole
have.
unit of looters.
Why wouldn't you?
Cool the horde into
I kind of
Orks.
feel like I'm just going to have to send my army.
Pretty good draw.
Paul is going to send his
Alright,
army
you
and
don't
hope for the
wanna
best
send
in
your
his
army.
words. And
I'm alright if you don't
I
want to
mean,
send your
I
army.
agree with that wholeheartedly.
I think that's exactly the right
He can
play.
advance the charge, so. Yeet.
A little bit of a yeet.
Little baby yeet from Ragnar. Jonathan Wyburn asks, who is Murderfang? Murderfang is a dreadnought.
Again, just trying to stay
It's a
out.
murdering dreadnought.
Yeah, so Murderfang is awesome, right? It's a little, it's the other dreadnought you can build, the other character dreadnought that's not Bjorn.
Yep.
And it's a Wolfen in a dreadnought. It's very angry. And basically Murderfang's gimmick is it's got that when you hit me, I will fight again thing going on.
So effectively, each time an enemy unit targets this model, after that
You'll
unit
know
has
what you
finished
want-
making
you
its
wanna check
attacks,
first.
this model can either shoot as if it was shooting phase, which you never do,
Which you never do.
or fight as if it were your fight phase. And when you fight, you've got 8 attacks, hitting on freeze with strength 14, -2, 3 damage, twin linked.
Yeah. Like, can we swear on here?
Well,
Yeah,
Oh, Murderfang absolutely fucks, guys. Like, there's no, let's not.
just guys specifically.
Let's,
realize it's a really great way
let's
of
not.
answering.
Well, in 40k often, but not always.
We'll get
Um,
charged to the table, can't
certainly in the CSM game, yes.
Yeah, 'cause I don't think my trucks fit through the gap.
It's
but
just.
we? Your
It's a
trucks are
really
wide, aren't they?
cool melee
Not as
dreadnought.
much
It
wider,
does
but
a lot of damage.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just going over for a call. 1 second.
And it's uniquely Space Wolfy
Hello.
Dreadnought, just like Bjorn.
Do you know
It's
where
really
this
fun.
is supposed to be exactly? How big the gap is supposed to be?
Basically, can a dreadnought fit
Yeah.
through the gap? Is the question.
Yeah, that's my point. I don't. Do your other things, Paul, or whatever you can, and then we'll look at that in a minute. But
There we go. I just gave Tommy the rules pack so they can count the squares.
2 inches, which is less than a 60.
What, to the ruin or to...
Yeah.
Probably about 2.5.
Because I'm slightly under... I'm exactly 2.5 inches wide.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. Yeah, looks good to me. Come on, Paul.
Let me have something in this game before.
Yeah, all right, you're good.
Really, I'm going to roll the ones. It doesn't matter.
Thank you.
Nice.
It looked like a 1. It looked like a 3.
It looks like Dreadnought can make it through.
All right, that's a charge.
Let's go back to
That's
this
possible.
view and go down with the camera so we can see the murder fang going to murder things.
Is there Overwatch likely to be anything to be scared of?
No, not really, unless you go on a marker.
We will go for the straight line. Advance and charge.
I agree. Both Bjorn and Murder Fang are a staple. I loved putting them in the list. It's just fun. I don't think Murder Fang has any thoughts other than murder.
Does this
Whatever
guy
you wanna call
also
it.
come out and play? I could absolutely murder him if I get a charge off. Really not a great place to be on. You've got stuff that could just come in there as well.
So this is your Bjorn. Bjorn, the difference is he's got a one range weapon and one very strong claw, because it's Bjorn the fell-handed. And then you've got the Murder Fang with just 2 claws, who just wants to murder
He's going
things.
to stay where he is for now, unfortunately.
And just the venerable dreadnoughts from Space Wolves are amazing, because they've got like a massive storm shield and an axe. They just
You've
look
got 1
badass.
CP, so you could rapid ingress.
On
Well,
our
rapid
battle
ingress
reports
is
in the
good
past,
on
I used to
all
play
zones, so
all
you can come in
Space Wolf
right
Dreadnought
near.
armies. They were
So I don't need
amazing.
to, so I don't use to defend my own thing, yes.
I can come in normally next turn in your backfield,
Yeah.
because it's turn 3. I can't rapid ingress into it at the minute.
So there you go. Do you guys think that the Space Wolves can pull it back? They're looking pretty rough. What's your prediction for the score? Do you think it's going to be 20-0? Do you think it's going to be lower? Because, you know, it's important what Jack scores. So if Space Wolves can pull his score down, it can affect the tournament greatly. Because there will be 2 undefeated players. Yeah, I assume the Dragons are going to Legends because they're the old variants. But I hope not, because they're just so cool. You think it's gonna be 18-2? Yeah. Yeah, it's only turn 2, and Space Wolves are about to do a bunch of damage, but then probably get tabled.
I think that's it for moving.
Right.
We'll do some shooting
Yep. Keep in
Well,
mind,
Ed
you
managed
shoot
to
me,
keep
it's got 1
4
CP
points of
back.
with these boys.
4 points of
could do-
Jack, but it was a better mission
Well
for him.
inclined
Got
to.
2 rockets
It
in
will
there.
cost you 2 CP to do it though.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I
So-
can't do it then on that unit specifically. Other stuff might be able to, but
So start off with Bjorn's just going to dump into them.
yep.
Heavy flame.
Alright.
Yeah, Tom, we're trying to figure out if it's gonna be 18-2, 20-0. What points can we cut off Jack?
I think 20.
Yeah, it's because it's only turn 2, and Space Wolves are doing their final stand now.
Yeah.
5 up.
2 damage.
Ed's list was way more designed to kind of deal with them in parts, and they had way better mission to play with.
Captain's unit.
But this army is very much I want to kill you in combat. But then that means they're in the open on a deployment where it's very open to shoot anyway.
Yeah.
Shoot them.
I think if you watched how Ed played that game,
Heavy bolter.
like he sort of settled into scrapping for points quite early.
Yeah.
Like he just hunkered down,
He just
right?
kept it close. as
Paul
long as
here
he
is
could.
with a singles mindset going for
Of
glory.
course. Why not?
You lose nothing by trying because it's a singles event.
Yeah.
But it's it's gonna be difficult.
Five.
Yeah, it's possible that Space Wolves get a redesign on the Thunder Wolves.
Yeah.
because the Space Wolf jail is not fun. It's not a great design because it's just a feel bad. It looks cool.
So you got 4 dev,
And then,
Yeah, I'd like to see them
five,
get some wolf
5.
stuff that's
5s,
a little bit even more epic in scale.
1 damage each, 5 up on a panes.
They feel like an
lose
army
4.
you could do some incredible new models for, right? Really
And
incredible.
the
Yeah,
captain.
like AOS style
Not
models.
overcharging.
Yeah, 100%.
Hits.
Because don't you
Wounds.
want Logan riding a massive
One
bear?
Oh my goodness. Bear cavalry. Hell yeah. I mean, they're about wolves, but I'd still take it.
But they'll hunt.
You can have Logan on a bear, why not? Or like a great wolf, a dire wolf.
Or Lehman Raz with 2 massive wolves.
This unit might as well shoot as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder if Lehman Russ will come back.
Their
He needs to
bolters.
come with the wolves, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Captain's bolt gun.
Why Blade God if you can have 2 massive wolves?
Yeah, no, that's true.
5s,
No,
nah.
plasma. Hits.
So the question I have for you, iDuff, is are you related to
Here,
narrative
pistols.
gamer Mike Duff
Normal
and
pistols.
meta chaser Pete Duff, or
No,
are
no,
you
no.
are you a completely unrelated Duff?
You get it wrong. I call him Duffy because I've seen iDuff and I just assume it's Mike Duff. So no matter what he does or
And then
says,
plasma.
one way or the other, Mike Duff is
Fine
responsible for
charge.
iDuff and iDuff is responsible for Mike Duff.
That
because
makes
they're one
sense.
person.
Are they the same person?
I think it only makes sense because it's very similar in the chat.
Yeah, it could be.
So I just assume.
If you can clear that mystery up for me, iDuff,
Here.
I'd love to know.
And iDuff seems to be a casual.
You never see them both in the
fluff
same room.
enjoyer. Yeah. They cannot prove otherwise. That's the thing.
Yeah, so all you do is you pull back here, don't you? Make the charge silly long. I mean, it would pull you off the objective, I guess.
I said many times, I'm happy to throw my money at GW as long as the models are cool. That's all I care
Oh,
about.
absolutely.
So
Then they
gonna
released
go
that
for the
atrocious
YOLO
Admec
advance,
guy.
charge.
Oh yeah, the stilts guy.
Murderfang's gonna fail me now.
But then they won my heart back with other models, so it's fine.
Looks good. Looks close, but looks good. Yeah, you're
Oh,
with
yeah.
an 8. Easy.
Murderfang's going in, guys. Murderfang is
Come
in
on.
on the looters.
Murderfang is gonna do Murderfang things.
Yay!
He couldn't base you, so
Murder.
he can swing around a bit.
Okay, you get the cool Prestige Wargaming logo in the shot as well.
Do this unit, Captain.
So this is where my camera is good because it's close range and it's a webcam.
Yeah, man.
11. We've made the charge.
Paul is charging.
Oh, that's the angle my camera cannot take. It is hot.
Captain's gonna come to there. He's gonna have to come.
Yep.
If you ever have a setup like that, Tom, remember, I used to put my cameras here at a diagonal,
Yeah.
but players
be
always
a
lean
path
across the
between
table that way
Yeah.
and cover everything up.
Yeah,
Just
So if you
grab
notice, my
someone,
cameras are
it's
now in Hammer and Anvil deployment,
Yeah,
and they're never covered up.
You've learned.
I've learned. But Jax is short enough that he still sneaks under the camera, puts his head in there. You can never win.
No,
Or
no,
do
no.
I actually? No, actually, you know what? These guys. They are just gonna come straight through.
Yeah, the dude on stilts was a sacrilegious release. I think it's more funny than anything.
Paul is absolutely going on this flank.
Yeah, he is, but then
I think he's angling to try and perhaps keep Ragnar
And
safe
Ragnar's
behind the
gonna charge
wall.
that unit.
Yep.
Yeah, that seems to be the idea, right? He's like, push Ragnar into the wall area, hopefully get a consolidate onto the wall. Might just do it. You never
he
know.
rolled low enough that he doesn't have to go
Yeah, the
past
5 charge actually is pretty perfect for that.
Because they'll fight first.
Yeah.
Oh, see, my numbers. Look, I knew it was gonna work. They're gonna fight first, and then these are gonna fight second.
They'll go for the
Sick.
YOLO 9. So these guys.
Nailed it.
All the charges are getting
Here
made,
we
guys. They're
go,
going
here
in.
we
There's going to
go,
be some
here we
violence.
go. OC2.
Yep.
Come on, camera,
I don't
quick.
think I'm gonna.
I'm trying to change the
So
camera
null
as
out
quick as we
to
can,
base.
guys.
There we go.
I don't like using that camera because the colors in here really like hit my OCD bad because it's different than the other one.
This
I'll change it for the
guy's-
next stream, don't worry.
Paul James isn't me with his charges so far.
Charging here.
Oh, I'm well aware. Knew it was coming. I was like, that's fine. He won't make that 9 over there. It's all good.
Paul James and making long charges is a very famous duo. Paul makes charges through sheer belief. He is actually quite like an orc in that sense.
Oh, he just goes, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, he believes.
Well, talking to money, that's how he makes his charges. He just says, well, you just have to believe you're gonna make it.
He's the last one that can base. These two just come over here. Bjorn will...
Yep.
Actually, I think I need in there because... 5 base...
Now charging
He'll have to
Zodgrot.
stay with it. If I base you, I don't think I can get back on my
Paul
home
has
objective.
been keeping the
I just
team
messed that
up
one
to date with memes in our chat.
Okay.
The first one was Princess Leia saying,
profile
help me
like?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
5 wounds, T5,
The second one is a
5 up
princess
and
saying,
run
it's
for
all
what,
gone
6
terribly wrong.
But he's lost his -1.
The third one is Ian Beale saying, I've got nothing
I'm
left.
just going to charge him.
I've got nothing left is a famous Glasshammer meme as well.
Oh, man.
Is it actually an emote in the chat? I think it might be. Oh no, we don't
No,
have
that's
that one because we only could have 4 when I set them up.
Actually,
But
I'll
we've
do it
got
so the
Dan
path
as a
is
Dangerine,
after base.
who usually says I've got nothing left after playing
these
money.
guys can come around here. So if I kill him, I can move back onto the... Get some guys in cover.
So look like we're hitting
Right, I think
Zodgrot.
that's everyone
We're
charged,
hitting
isn't it? You've got
the...
no one that can interrupt anywhere?
Was this
These guys
Lutas in the corner?
do
Yeah, Lutas in the
nothing?
corner.
Cool. Yeah, you can't interrupt or anything, can you?
Nope.
I
There's
will
no interrupting. Jack
start
is
with the
happy
boys.
to lose all of this.
Got a guy on a
potentially
wound,
all of
so
this.
one,
Got a guy on 1 wound, yeah.
And then it's going to be about the retaliation.
3, 4.
Oh, we've got a response from Glasshammer in the chat there.
That was me.
Oh, it was you, was it?
I'm Glasshammer.
I am.
Shockingly.
Glasshammer, yeah.
Yeah, Money's at Battle of Birmingham.
Yes,
Dan's
he
probably
is,
drunk
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Money's lost the game.
Yes, what did he lose to? Do you know?
Necrons.
Necrons, okay.
Because he asked me very wisely for advice on how to play Necrons, and I was like, run at them and kill them, which is what I always did. And he ran at them and got tabled.
Oh, no.
He says, on the second thought, I have to play this matchup differently.
Because Manny's been
sorry,
chilling a
I'll
bit,
start
hasn't he? He's not
with
been playing as much
Yeah,
lately.
he
He's
didn't have an army ready,
having a bit of a rest.
Birthday
Yep.
and birthday.
Yep, sounds good.
but he's going to be at the South Coast,
Oh, great.
This
Awesome.
one,
Will he have orcs ready for that?
possibly.
we will...
Oh,
Don't know.
dear. Oh, no.
If someone's going to get the army nerfed, it's going to be Money.
Yeah, almost certainly. Yeah.
He's got a precision for free.
Well, maybe he'll find the secret tech to beat Orks.
Maybe.
So you get
Yeah, maybe.
3, 6 base, 9 with the war, with the birthday.
But I don't think Money can find the tech on Orks. I just don't think there is a tech on Orks because they're just too efficient.
I can't... Chat, what's the tech on orcs? What do you beat this week? I'm trying to think. It's like I can just, as is often the case, I can think of armies that have
T5,
things that hurt them.
25, so 4.
I can't think of any that have enough or have
Rerolls.
or are
I
able
can
to
think of
deal
armies
with
that can bring the game close.
it. Yeah.
Not that will just beat it.
No, exactly. I do wonder about just a proper shooty Marines list, like lots and lots and lots of gun.
They
Is
all
there
go
any
at the
chance
end.
there,
Yep.
maybe?
Yeah, but there's not enough volume of gun.
That too.
Yeah.
Coast tube, so
Unless you
do
know
two at a
the
time, 5
old
ups.
Eds list with all the
5
heavy
up.
intercessors and stuff. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
only thing I
Damage
can
from
think
those
of.
two.
Yeah.
But the
Shot of
damage too,
pain.
so it doesn't work.
He dies,
Yeah.
and then 1 on the boy. Fails his invuln, and then 2 damage each.
Yep.
5 ups.
Yeah, Ben, I know that pain. I've played battle reports with mine.
And
Oh, very young Connor Nichols is in the chat. Hi, Connor, mate. Hope you're well.
2,
The
3.
tech for orcs is bringing orcs. Yeah, I think it might be that kind of a situation.
Chain swords.
Diana L suggests eating their models. I like that. You've been talking to Joe Reed. He eats models.
5 you're rolling.
Tried to eat my models.
okay, good thing you're re-rolling. So 2 so far.
Out of all
It's still that combat here, I think, right? Oh, why
Better,
is it
but
doing
not
the ones?
phenomenal.
There we go.
5 ups. 5 ups until the end of this activation. Lose 4 more.
Harvest.
Ah, no, it was in the middle.
So the middle's been cleared, but is it might be sticky? Is that what that coin is?
I assume so. I've only
more,
ever
2
seen
damage.
I've only ever seen
back.
coins on the sticky objectives.
4 more, yeah. 5 ups. 5 up. No, I don't mind rolling it, it's just dead. Cool.
There's a bunch of orcs still left in the middle.
So that's him done, that's him done. This unit.
Yep.
Captain. Toughness.
5. AP.
AP 3 on him.
Damage.
2.
Sorry, I've got a 5 up for the war, sorry. Fail them all, cool, he dies. I'll keep the front thing round. Dead.
Okay, so Zodgod's dead.
Come back into the objective.
So technically, he has to consolidate to the closest. So it's a very specific weird rule. So if you've got an objective right here, the way it's worded is your unit has to end up to the closer to the closest objective. So you move one model closer to that objective, and then every model in your unit can go wherever they want, even away from it, because your unit has to end up closer.
Yeah.
That's why, if it wasn't the case, if it was the closest objective, he would have to stretch going this way and this way. But because he has one model at least closer to this objective, he can just go everyone that way. It's just a neat trick to know. I always tell it to everyone I play at the tournament. It's like, listen, you need to know this because it's amazing.
But you're on objective.
Very, very good tech.
Luckily. AP
If everyone
3,
plays
AP
Orks,
5
their
ups
winner
for
will be
war,
50%, so perfectly
Stop it.
balanced.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
3.
1, 2. Chainswords. Ugh, that was terrible. 1, 2, 3.
5. 4 rerolls. 6 more. 5 more.
Ben's eyes just has been opened.
Yeah. This is when an army is at like 60+% win rate, that is why you know it's terrifying, because that includes like all those people just beating each other as well,
Yes.
and it's still up there.
2
Like,
damage each.
And it includes people like me trying to play the army.
Yeah, blue
So,
dice.
this is the first sort of proper 60+ win rate % army I've seen in a while.
yeah.
Slanesh was in there just about.
But they were quickly over.
Yeah, and this looks
hit like what,
this
2
is
events?
just like a definitive 60+ win rate army that we're looking at here. It's bonkers.
But what's bonkers to me is because they've been so good with the releases, and they released that codex
Yeah, yeah,
knowing
yeah.
what it does.
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
it came out of nowhere because of some nerfs. And
No.
whatnot.
I think whoever wrote this was probably
Having his birthday.
at the very least informed about what this would do.
Well, it was one of those that's like,
Not on the
you know, your
objective
deadline is
anymore.
tomorrow. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, damn. Oh, yeah, that looks about right.
Boom.
Just more shots.
Yeah, it's a bit lame, I know. But
I mean, it's clearly not be play tested, right? It was just written as probably a fun
It does. It
detachment.
feels that way. It's just the classic combination of some points on the down, suddenly great rules.
2 damage each.
Um,
Roll successes. 2 die. So it's just
Very,
the
very
pain
good
boy left.
So
Power fist.
Yep.
Paul's connect here has been really nice. He's killed a whole bunch of orcs.
1,
Yeah, probably not enough of them though.
It's going to be all about what the counter-attack is like.
3.
It might slow down Jack's scoring because you have to spend a turn just cleaning up the board.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if he draws like actions and
The
stuff.
issue is that Paul's just really struggling to get a foothold in the midboard, right? He can clear it out every now and again,
Come here.
but it's just very difficult to actually stand on it in any meaningful way, and this happens sometimes.
Yeah, Paul's only on 4 primary and
It's
0
not
secondary.
ideal.
All the fighters in one place.
He might get Cool the Horde, which would be 5
Yeah, he
points.
loves it.
He might get
Takes 2
defend because
for 1
Orks can
I
actually
think he
make it
just
there.
did get Kill the Horde because he killed that unit. Oh, the Pain Boy's alive, but he killed the boys. The boys would count,
Oh,
right?
they're fully dead. Yeah, if they're fully dead then.
Oh, is that a different unit next to me? Oh,
Yeah, that's the tank buster squad. For what it was worth, you didn't kill the unit of boys with them, which meant these were all based anyway.
Yeah.
I would have mentioned it if not, but I think you had one that could swing into them, but I figure you probably don't. They are good at shooting. It is worth tagging them.
Yeah, I was saying that the
They're
only
all
thing
right in
Orks
combat,
need
but they're a
is
lot
fall
worse in
back and
combat than
shoot,
they are
and
at
then
shooting.
someone said to me, well, they do. They just jump in the truck.
Yeah. Oh
definitely
yeah.
So if you think about it, they also go
Is
fall back and shoot.
that what's going to happen there?
I think so.
Oh, David.
Or even if not, the truck just...
Oh, so they Murderfang's
The
going to
truck
kill
can
someone.
just-
They're going to get in the truck and just blast him
yeah,
anyway.
or truck moves up and these guys jump in the truck.
Toughness 14.
Well, they need.
I am.
That shouldn't be allowed.
Well, it is.
I don't
no,
think
all
that's
them.
good.
5 ups for
I think
what?
that's mean.
3 each.
Kill 7.
Yes, Sam Daka is finishing in the 13-7, 14-6 region for this event, which you'll note is a pretty healthy
You get
on
to
the win
hit me.
rate front.
You have to hit me back.
I know how it
Pretty
works.
Murderfang's doing the thing, doing the thing.
Attacks that you're gonna get. I don't want to
M's
hit
in
you
chat.
back, but normal dude.
Yeah, because he slaps you, then you slap him back, and then
yeah.
he slaps you again.
Back
So
combat.
Murderfang
Yeah,
is
yeah.
actually going to do
Distract me
an
with
absolute
Murderfang
number on
combats.
that unit, which
So
is
I've
good
got 2
fun.
left, right? I'm going to hit the unit that
Yeah, I think
has
Tank Bastard
four.
will have something to say about him.
Freeze to wound. 2 at AP 1. Kills the wounded one.
They will fight you back.
Yep.
No one's wounded, are they?
Yeah,
No,
fire
no
deck is
one's wounded.
bonkers. At least it cannot Overwatch. That's one good.
Yeah, there is
Oh,
that.
reroll ones.
Yep, they're dead anyway.
3.
You did it.
I did a thing.
You did a thing. They're gone.
Murderfang has blended a squad of looters there.
Very dead.
And I can't move because I can't get onto the objective.
Love to see that. Love that for Murderfang.
Let's see, what else
I'll
do
do
we
the
have on the board?
Murderfang combat.
I do think running down Murderfang down the
Three
flank is
looters.
pretty smart because it can at least fight a bunch without getting picked up immediately, so that's good.
Fragment.
Oh, back to Murderfang.
More attacks on that. Doesn't really matter. 6, 5 for him. Nope.
Murderfang.
Can you imagine if he just charges into like 4 units? Having to slap him, he just turns around and minces everything.
Not many. Kills 3 damage each. Dead. Cool. You did it.
The whole unit, yeah.
Luta's dead.
Yeah, Murderfang.
Way.
He can't go anywhere.
Murderfang.
Cool.
How many points was that unit?
Looters, 100.
With the character.
175 with the character.
Oh, so he's nearly made his point.
I love how the
Come on,
character.
Murderfang.
I love how the character is as much as a unit of Lutas.
4 whole Ork boys.
What a lad. I've given up on everything apart from just killing stuff now.
I think that's all right, Paul. Yeah. Just do Murderfang stuff. If Murderfang can make it 5 turns, we've got a game.
That'd be interesting.
Freeze. 5 -1 on the dudes in the middle.
Go get cover.
It's just how combat works, right? So, kills 1. Tank busters into your dude, or dudes. The chopper. Freeze. 1 and -1. Kills the wounded one. I assume that's what that dice is. 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. It is a bit worrying that it's turn 2, but the models will cookie
know.
window.
See how much I kill next turn, shall we?
That's ominous, isn't
9
it?
AP 0. 1 damage each. Yeah.
Jack Type brought his game face this weekend.
Oh yeah.
He's a very cuddly guy, but he's here to murder people.
But it's like, I think my favorite moment from the weekend was
Painboy will go.
Ed psyoping him over the weekend.
Yeah.
Just absolutely stressing Jack out, and Jack being terrified of that game.
Of the
Until
Until he
librarious
goes,
tech.
oh, he was full of shit.
3.
Yep, 3 AP.
That's why I was
Cool,
bringing up Ed's tech so much, just to,
funny
to
more
stress
Yeah,
Jack
than
out.
we had to have some hope, right? The people needed hope.
Nope, does not win.
Need to at least make Orc
Alright,
players
well,
feel
that
bad
worked
for
out
bringing
alright.
Bodak.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Yay, tank busters. Cool. So you got Cull the Horde. And
See, I
you
thought
started
Jack
the turn, you're
shooting
gonna get
because
it
he had
off
so many
the
dice, but
button.
he was just doing combat with his shooting units.
That's the thing with the
So do you want
20
me to
boy
just put it on now,
squads.
yeah?
Like, if you try and tie them
Yeah,
up, they can shoot 20 pistol shots with sustain 2. It's just really
In
funny.
combat.
Yeah. Oh man.
You're going to get how much primary?
I'll just hold 1, but I get my terraform, so it'll be 6.
How many CP are you on?
I'll be on 2 now.
Yeah, Ed is the people's
Might be
champion.
on
I
3.
totally agree.
Am I
We
on
love
3?
Ed. And
Nope.
we'll see how his final game goes, but I think me and him will make a video on Librarius
My cards.
Conclave, because actually it was a fun list. It worked well this
Overwhelming
weekend.
force.
Didn't get through the Orks, but I don't think there's any shame
It
in
could
that.
have worked with Orks, but he went second.
He needed first turn, right? Yeah. So I think there's some interesting stuff in that detachment. He's enjoyed himself with it, and he will of course share the secrets on 6++. Because would it really
After
be us if
Subcoast.
we weren't making videos about 4-1s? We've been doing that our whole career.
It's probably worth it.
Oh dear.
I know the pain.
Battle
If not the
shots,
fact that I had
boys.
money, I could never make a video on a 5-0.
Bang boy. Passes.
Oh dear.
I'll be one of those people writing
4 boys
blogs.
are gonna
It's like, I
try
went
and leave.
3-2 at an event.
I love that shit, man.
Don't lose any.
I am just as interested in those stories as anything else. It's a good time.
Oh, the stories are great. I talk to Dan a lot.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When Dan tells you a story of his game and why he lost. You know how people go, oh, it was my dice, and then you just don't believe them. And then when Dan tells you it was my dice, you're like, I bet it was.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to put them in the war, so they have advance and shoot.
Yeah, we've got 2 rounds and still
They'll
wolves
go
on the
for an
table.
advance. 3.
Is round 3 gonna be the demise? I've got a feeling
Sorry,
that
I gaslit
you're
you
gonna
about
have
this unit.
You did?
I did.
Not happy
I
at all.
I can't.
you're gonna
like
have
that.
this
Was
thing and this thing
not how I
alive
was
I'll meet you in the
expecting
car
at the end of
park
the game.
after work.
At the end of the
Yeah.
stage.
I think I deserve it, right?
I think Paul's going to beat
they
Jack
one
up
with a
after
lead
this
by
game.
chance?
2.
What?
2.
We might live stream that as well.
Yeah.
I've
Sorry,
got a
I
heavy
wa-
pipe in my bag.
Have you? Fantastic.
I don't know how fast Jack runs.
I don't. Looking at him, I'm
Two
not
damage
sure.
flamer,
I think he commits a lot of his energy to 40k.
2 minus 1.
I can say that about a lot of us.
Heavy flamer. 1 minus 1.
Take a win.
We only really move when the clock's ticking down.
Worth a try.
Yeah.
So it's about 10 minutes a day.
Yeah.
Yes, so Dan plays better when he's drunk, weirdly. I don't know
Yeah.
how that works, but if he can barely stand, he'll beat you.
Yeah. That is the Glasshammer way.
It is.
Glasshammer boys. Get their drink on, kill people at Warhammer.
If you ever seen Money on a Thursday night fight, it was back in the day, I don't know if you were watching.
Yeah, yeah.
With Schwisky,
Mhm.
when Money would get absolutely smashed to the point where he would slur his words
Mhm.
and absolutely rip me a second one.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
I'm
about
like,
right.
that was my one chance to beat Money.
Yep.
I got fucked. People were asking for refunds on the channel points because Money was so drunk, and he still beat me.
So good. So good.
It's disheartening playing this man sometimes. It's like, I've got a good list, I've got a chance. Nope.
They'll get in this.
I don't want to see Money on Murdoch.
We've got 3 turns to
With
go.
his 6s,
You get 5 minutes a turn.
Paul's in a difficult situation because
hard clock.
in theory it's the end game swing that might save him.
Who knew that the secret tag was the Orks versus the pipe he brought to the tournament?
Yeah.
That is a way to do it. I bet it would work, because I think Jack would happily concede the
I
game if I
think
pull
so.
out the pipe.
Yeah,
Happy Jack.
my dad had a
back.
mate called Big John who used to keep a
And
bat in his
there.
car for these sorts of situations that he called the equaliser. And I think that's probably
Reserves.
against Orks for the next couple of weeks. I think having an equaliser in your
the
car
balancing
is your
tool.
best is your best chance of balancing the meta
You
out.
just put it on the table as the turn 2 rolls out, and you go out in the open, and you just
Yeah.
put the pipe on the table and look at your opponent.
Yeah. Very much so, I think. Yeah. Not that we are on no level endorsing violence against 40k players.
But that's another video you could make.
Oh man. Look, more orcs. Here they come.
Where are they coming from? Everywhere.
They get in this truck.
Oh look, I jump out, you jump in.
Get in there.
There's more orky goodness. You know what I find funny? Paul is in a situation where he's leaning against the wall. Oh yeah, 1 second. Paul is still leaning against the wall where he was, and when Jack comes in to move his models, he doesn't even move, he just looks at him.
Yeah. Paul is just, he's Ben Afflecking hard on the wall.
Yeah.
All right, my captain's here. He has news from the front.
Hi.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
Are they staying?
Very well, very
I've got
excited.
another 3
30
down.
minutes left on our first ever grand tournament.
It's been wild, hasn't it?
It's been a wild ride. So much fun. An
It has
amazing
been.
time.
I'm really glad we got the slate in for it. I think
Absolute carnage.
it's been mayhem.
Hmm.
So what's new? What's
Well,
happening?
you know the saying, it's better to be lucky than good.
Yep.
Well, Alex Chancellor has had some outrageous luck. He
Oh.
didn't want to give me details about it. However, he is now back in the game.
Oh.
Harley was saying Alex has done some good things
There's no line there.
and
Sorry.
has brought it back around. So Harley is now slightly perturbed.
Interesting.
So
that
that's
one's on a knife
exciting.
edge. Okay.
I may
Meanwhile,
as well just go.
over at Johnny and Lee,
Sorry for wasting your time.
It's all right.
it is beautifully
We've got all day.
poised because Lee's done a bit of damage. He's killed 3 knights so far.
Out of
And-
13.
Yep. But Johnny's coming out to play now, and Lee thinks, in Lee's opinion, if Johnny has a middling turn, the game is going to be very close.
Interesting.
If Johnny has a decent turn,
You're getting your steps in now, aren't
the
you?
game's done.
Okay.
So we'll know probably in about 15 minutes whether how that game
Okay.
is.
Okay.
But yeah, and in terms of overall prizes, the competition for best overall here is
Right.
so razor tight.
That's really interesting.
So razor tight.
We've had a very elaborate system for calculating best overall. We've gone hard on sportsmanship scores, haven't we?
Very hard on sportsmanship.
LD
scoring.
payment.
Every player has
No,
been
not those,
rating their opponent
We'll
in
do
every
the
game,
flash
but
kits
we've
in
been
here.
really
Shoot
hard
them.
on that. So everyone has done
These
it,
wholly out
and
there.
we've rated everyone's armies, and obviously scoring points for the game as well. And that all adds together to create the best overall.
That
which
is very exciting.
and it's going
All
in.
three of
There was
them?
like
Well,
6
5 of them.
people in the running, and they're all gradually
Five
dropping
flash
off,
kits in
and
the
new
trunk,
people are
not these.
coming up.
Oh,
to
Oh,
have a
wow.
All good.
chance. So yeah, all very exciting, really.
The gun has sustained
and how's this
built-in,
game
I'll
going?
get
So-
sustained
so
gun, but not
Paul had
sustained
like a very
built-in.
Paul turn where he made every single charge and he killed a bunch of stuff. Murderfang killed a squad of looters.
That is
Nice.
You'll see on the board there some
you've got
more
cover,
orcs
so-
have appeared behind the Space
Ah.
Marines
3 ups.
on their line.
Got 4.
So the Space Marines are now surrounded by orcs.
So you do.
But it's just as well that the Orcs are going to struggle to kill them.
Yes, I think as long as the orc shooting doesn't just cleave through Marine bodies
This unit
Um,
will
It seems unlikely.
somewhat effortlessly.
Yeah.
And it is worth noting that
everything at
almost
those
every
five.
unit Paul has in the open here is just a 3-up save
Do
guy.
this looter unit.
Yeah.
The 3 here will shoot at them. The others will all
then I
shoot
think
at
Paul- if
them.
Paul can weather
spend a
this,
CP to give them +1
he can
AP
then
against
swing
the
through.
closest eligible target.
Okay.
To victory. Murderfang is having a
So
lot
we've
of
got
fun
3 here.
I bet he
down
is.
a flank.
6s to hit, reroll.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
affecting the primary as such,
No, it's just having a good time.
or indeed the secondaries actually so
Yeah.
far,
3 AP,
but
2
certainly
on those.
killing stuff.
Okay, which is
And
what
so
Paul
there,
likes
I
to
think potentially
I've got 2 guys.
there
who
might
get
be a
covered
situation where it's just Murderfang
So
Oh,
down
no.
to AP
sort of
Oh, no,
kicking
I'm
about
covering everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, you get-
So is
down the
this,
board edge,
Two,
hoping
so
containment
everyone's
comes.
2 damage
so
each.
we're top of turn 3
This is top. This is yeah. So this is top of
with
3.
24 minutes remaining.
You'll see there's some
Nice.
Marines are being
And
removed
the
from
rest
the
of them
pool.
are
And
jumping successes.
Paul's basically about to be tabled.
Potentially, it could happen. I'm loath to say it will, but I think, yeah,
6s, 4 rerolls.
I think it looks, yeah, it's Paul's obviously behind on score.
That many
He's
times 2, so we get
really needs
an
the
extra
end
16
game.
hits.
Um, swing,
Are they-
if you will,
These are AP 1-2 damage.
to recover
Need
it.
more dice.
I thought you put these guys in the wire. So they won't
We
get
probably
sustained
need
too.
some
Doesn't matter, I get
units
sustained all the time.
to be able
All
to
the
try
time,
and
yeah.
recover it. It
Oh,
doesn't
yes,
look
you're
like
right,
he's going to
yeah,
have
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Still
I think
the,
that's the thing
advanced thing,
ultimately.
yeah.
So there's the game
that
state
would-
for you.
that would have
You've
been
got
a more sensible
those
way
of
of doing the army
orcs running
rules.
up there to shoot into the building.
That many
Yeah.
is -1
Truck
on the
there.
bespoke.
Murderfang is somewhere behind that wall,
Okay. Yeah.
happily killing.
I rolled like
Yeah.
5.
And then
Those
you've got
tank
more
busters
orcs
will
coming
shoot
into the
them.
middle where Paul has 3 Space Marines. And then there's some orcs up here. And
Literally
there's
surrounded.
a couple of Space Marines there.
5-3.
Yeah.
Bjorn's
that is
up.
11.
You'll see Bjorn is defending Paul's
5,
home
0,
objective,
ones.
and there's a couple of ATVs up there as well.
That was a 5.
So I guess Paul's third wave is Bjorn and 2 ATVs.
Wow.
2s.
I am
Damage
feeling
minus
good.
2.
Which, to be fair, if they can collab with Murderfang, they might be able to lock in on that far flank.
Cool. 3 damage each.
Strong, and just leave the rest
Then
of the
unit in this
space.
truck
Yeah, I
will
think
then
it-
shoot that
At that point,
into-
you just have to cede the rest of the space.
Yeah, and then have a tactical withdrawal.
Keep
to
it
fight
tight.
another day.
No, keep it
5.
tight and then push out with Bjorn and
Cool.
take the 12 at the end.
2 84.
There we are.
You've got cover.
And that is why we're such good coaches.
Oh, we
We've
don't-
somehow
Oh, look,
navigated a
and
you'll
successful
actually
game
see
plan.
more Orks have come
Ah.
in on the left there.
That's a shame.
That is 11.
Yeah, I think that's the main issue is just that there are Orks everywhere with guns, and all their guns kill all of
And
Paul's
they're
stuff.
very easy.
3 damage each.
And Paul did get to kill some Orks.
4
That's
sets
fine,
of
at least he
rockets.
got
He actually
one.
killed a full 20 boys brick. Paul's also just found out the Orks get sustained 2 all the time.
Okay, that's a bit of
Rather
that's
than
a
just
bit of a
in the
nasty
wild.
surprise.
It's
as well.
yeah, it's not a nice surprise.
I'm surprised that Paul decided to use logic in this situation and not just assume that this was a ridiculous attack.
He's been in good spirits though.
Has it? Excellent.
been in good
That's very good.
spirits.
Yeah,
I think for him, he'll always have Murderfang killing his squad of looters.
3 damage
Yeah.
each.
hold on to that one.
And he asked how many points they were afterwards. They're obviously less points than Murderfang is, but he was still pretty happy,
Well, yeah.
as you would be, you know.
Cool.
And it's just,
That
I don't think
is
Paul will
it
be
for
completing any
shooting
sagas as such.
charges. We're not doing any.
And I think that's something that Champions of Rust do.
They won't be singing about this particular
This
battle.
one, no, this one's not going in.
No.
You'd need survivors for that.
Yeah.
is the thing.
Seems well, you never know, those ATVs.
They are well poised to actually,
firing
like in
away.
Rome Total War back in the day when he lost the game, you just go no, and just the army would just run off the back. Paul probably should have done that a while ago.
Yeah, just accept it.
Saved his stack for another day, but he's not done it. Oh, one of the ATVs is gone now, actually.
Ah, that's that game plan out the window.
Yeah.
Rats.
I think Bjorn is still hacking.
Turn are we on?
You'd
Paul
hope
asked
so.
what term we're on.
Turn 3.
This 3, Paul.
You've got 20 minutes
We-
left. Well done, guys.
We might be heading towards a
Recover,
concession
establish.
before too long.
Cool.
Recover and establish. He's got 3 Marines left in the middle. Look.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
They've got
3,
some looters looking at them.
No battle shops, I can tell.
The thing is, we're going to get to the point where Jack will just be like, right, I can either table you this turn and we're just done, or I'm
There's
just going to
points
play
for
my
him.
cards.
Yeah, he needs his cards, right. Yeah, the optimal thing is to leave little bits alive. And
No prisoners and stuff.
Yeah,
if
he's
it's
like a
gonna do
cat
Locust.
playing with a
We might as
mouse.
well, yeah.
it genuinely seems like.
Yeah.
Watch him with them.
Um,
Go ahead and do other movement while I
so
go.
Murderfang and Bjorn on this
I've
flank,
rolled max
and that
shots.
ATV. And there is also, I think that's a captain there.
I get 3 hits. I get 2
Oh,
wounds,
Bjorn's going in.
2
Bjorn's going in.
damage. 3.
I'll stay for this exciting moment.
Yep.
Paul's
I
making
think it was
saves,
just worth a gamble to deny you the points.
as only Paul can.
Yep, he's just going to go there.
Well, I'll let
Tim Burrows correctly says Mordaka is a bit
Fine.
weird
I'm
in that
not
it
going
feels like
No,
a
I don't-
better
I don't
dread
actually hold
mob,
within
just
the-
doesn't even
No,
seem
you
to
just
fill a
have to be
different
with
niche.
it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
uh,
It's the
From what I've
same.
heard, it's just everyone just takes their really good orc list, and whatever detachment you've designed it for, you just put it in the more Daka detachment, and it's just better.
That's
than
pretty
any
much,
other
that is
detachment.
pretty much it.
Which is at the end of the day,
I
just
think,
poor,
and this is
poor
so
with it.
behind the scenes, Jack's
Poorly
obviously been playing
drafted.
tactical a lot.
Yeah.
The shell of his tactical list is this list, and then it's just looters also come in, basically.
Yeah.
And looters are obviously very
they'll go
expensive
for a run.
at 50 points for 5. But if you can find room in the budget for the 300 points you need,
Over they come.
then yeah, that does change the tempo of the game a little bit. Paul's coming in here. Look at those Marines go. It's not over yet. We've got another cap. Oh, there's a lone Wolfen as well running about. Diana L says, imagine being Bjorn. You've personally met Russ,
Captain will
and
do
this is
3
how
of
you
them.
go out.
It's
Probably
bullshit
one of the
shit.
units in this army that is actually not immediately easy for the tank busters and things to kill, because he's got the half damage, doesn't he?
4 dudes left there.
Just 4.
That's all dead.
And yeah, Orcs losing a meta detachment, are gaining an arguably better one. I like it.
Ragnar
I just
versus
keep people
Ragnar.
guessing.
It's not much of an argument, I think. Probably.
Yeah.
From what we've seen this weekend,
Categorically true.
it's just been. It's
In a
been
way,
quite oppressive.
I think it's punishment because everyone said tactical was broken, and I think someone at Games Watch was like, "I will show you.
Yeah. You want a broken.
I
orc
will
to
show
happen.
you
I'll
what
show
broken
one.
looks like." Yeah, absolutely. You didn't know how good you had it.
No, the running theme this weekend is everyone's terrified of playing into Orks. We've had Courtney Rhodes, who's just like tabled our very own Jack Chapman.
Yes.
He's gone for
I mean, these guys actually might
Mike
as well
Duff. Obviously,
stay
we
back
didn't
in
get to
it.
find out how he would do because he unfortunately had to drop.
Yeah,
after
narrative game of Mike
one.
Duff.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the Ork law.
with the very fluffy army that he brought. So yeah, they've just, and obviously we've got Jack, who's an exceptional player, but he's been able to prove twice now on stream just the raw firepower.
Yeah, for sure. It's an extremely powerful list.
Do you want to they're going to just recover after?
Yeah, the time is
And then
running a
I'll
little
recover
low,
after
guys.
this
We'll flag that up to them again in a moment. These boys will be able to work it out.
They will get
We're not
through
going to
it
be in a
just because-
situation here where there's much doubt about the outcome, I think.
I'm going to go make some final
Shooting.
preparations.
You best
because,
have, 'cause we've got some awards to
we're
hand
gonna-
out.
We've got a lot of awards to hand out.
Prize draw to do.
Oh, so much fun.
And then we've got to drive the length of the country, haven't we? So that'd be fun.
What a way to spend a Sunday.
But it's been lovely having you on.
It's been an absolute
We're
pleasure.
going to have to do a bit more of this double acting,
Oh,
because I like it.
It's Dream Team. Dream Team, no, it's been awesome.
Has he got an inbound? Nope.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
Cross
guys.
cannon.
All
Big
right,
hit.
see you in a bit, Chris.
Doesn't move. Heavy flamer. 1 at -1. Oh, 2 at -1, I guess.
Sam asked if we're streaming the awards. I don't think we are going to stream the awards, are we, David? That's probably a bit much.
No, so I would stream the awards. It's not a big deal for me, but it would take me about 10 minutes to reset the main camera, which is not too big of a deal. But then the shop wants to close as soon as possible.
Right, okay.
So I need to start packing down.
Yeah.
And I would
The
have to
pack
start packing-
down's quite a while, isn't it?
Yeah,
So,
because I cannot start packing down without turning the stream off. In the future, maybe I'll just set it up so I just restart the stream on the laptop
Just
and
the
just
bolt
plug the
into
camera
there.
in and set it on the
that's
side.
a nice
but
idea. That's a nice idea.
I'll have to plan for it. It's
But what-
mainly because usually
One guy's
the
not in rapid fire.
award ceremony is in a different place, so I never had a chance to do
Yeah,
it. But in the
yeah.
future, I might set it up.
Yeah, for sure. And we
If we plan more events, we can set
We'll
stuff up.
put some photos up and let everyone know who won what. Obviously, we've got loads of awards to hand out. We've got a full podium for best sport, which was something I was insistent upon. I wanted
Let's just
to
try
have a
and do
lot
some
of
more
a
yellow
lot of
Charlies.
awards being handed out for best sport. We've obviously got best overall. We've got best painted army. We have the conqueror of Tight, so who has won the most games against Jack Tight, which in a way actually everyone has won
Yes.
because they've all not beaten Jack Tight at all, which is cool. So
in
that's
this one?
nice.
So are the Ork players excluded from the most sporting award?
The ones that have podiumed will be. No, it's fine. I think it's an interesting one. I think so. I mean, to take an example, we were counting up the scores.
Yeah.
Jack Tight's sportsmanship scores are flawless. Everyone
Yes.
has
Oh,
rated
he's
it.
always fine.
And so that's the true art. Can you be playing the most busted nonsense in the game, and still everyone is loving you? And that's
Mhm.
the killer thing. That's what it comes down to in the end. Paul's made another charge.
We're slowing it down. But yeah, looking at the timers, both of the Ork games on stream were super slow, just because there's
It's
so
a
much
million
movement.
shots and a
So you've
million
got feel no
dice.
pain,
Sword, the
safe,
wolf,
combat, shooting.
Yeah.
If you were playing in the ITT and someone put the clock on you, I wonder if you could actually finish the game. You probably could, but you must be much less
Yeah,
efficient.
I think it's
Into the truck.
Yep, you're in.
in the games where they actually
Anyway, you wanna
activate,
take
they take a
on-
long time to resolve.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might be a downfall for those lists. Like if you're playing in the ITT and someone puts you on a clock, which is fair, you can always put someone on a clock. And you've got a lot of things that they have to interact with, like you're on the objectives here and there, and then they have to shoot. Most people
Dead.
will go, oh yeah, they're definitely dead, just pick up the free man unit shot by Lutas. But there will be people who will tell you to shoot all your guns.
Yeah, there will be.
Ragnar's unit
Yeah, there will be.
takes 2, and then the
And yes, Ben, that
here
is how
takes
40k should
3.
be. We have an amazing community at 6++. We're very lucky. Everyone in the team and everyone in the community that support us are all lovely, and we put playing the game the right way at the absolute
There are
heart of
very
what we do.
little bad apples in the scene. They just
we're
get
very
banned.
fortunate. It's the game's been moving in the right direction as a whole for a long time, and that's
Yeah,
what it's
whenever
about.
you have someone problematic, there's loads of messages going around between TOs, and it's like, can you please get rid of this man? Yep, no problem.
Yeah, we've got the wind, we've got the right direction. I think.
It's like in classic WoW. If you know there's a bad apple, he gets publicly executed.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's your hobby, guys. You should all be having a good
Yeah,
time.
keep it
That's
clean.
the most important thing.
There were the dark times when you had the usual suspects roaming around.
Yeah. Absolutely.
4.
But also the game evolved a lot.
Grab them dice out of there.
The way it was played,
4. Yep.
I'd say 5 years ago, is extremely different to what it is like now.
Yeah.
It used to be
absolutely.
cutthroat, no takebacks,
Keep doing
absolute
this one. You
chess.
did terribly on the first one. You
Which I was
reroll
fine
it.
with,
It'll
because I was
work
used
out
to it,
okay.
but it's much
Yep.
less stressful
These were
now.
lethal ones.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's no lethals yet.
Okay, so there's no extra falls.
Thank you, Sam.
lethal
Congratulating us on the
turn.
first successful event.
APE 1.
We the team, are just, I don't know, we're all incredibly happy with how it's gone.
I've got 2 left.
Power fist.
It's been very life affirming. We are, yeah. And it's all about the people supporting us. So David helping us out with the stream, John helping us
Yeah,
out with the
Minus
venue.
3.
All of these wonderful people, a lot of which have travelled a long way to be here. Just incredible thing.
Yeah, the event's good, the venue's good.
It's going to work. It's a great model. We like it. We'll do it again. We're not going to do loads, but we'll make them special, and we will make sure they keep
I
happening.
won't do that.
Yep, that's fine. All good. Don't want to be shot by them. Yeah.
Please don't clash with
You're
other
like
events so I
on
can play some
All
40k.
good.
No, I'll make sure, mate. I'll make sure.
Over here.
Yep.
Yeah, as you can guys imagine, my 40k time is very limited because I stream most events. So I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
play.
yeah. Yeah, no, and we really appreciate you finding time for us, David, even with the
No,
massive.
anytime.
You've been a very busy lad.
Trying to get the channel going, so
I
it's
think it
always
seems
good
like
to-
it's going great. The stream, you got loads of people tuning in.
Yeah,
Tax back.
I'm
Truck.
really appreciate everyone watching, and I'm always shocked
One wound, AP0.
that people, because when I pay like
This
subscriptions and
truck
stuff,
is
it's
the- oh, you got
normal,
your
right? I'm
wolf
just like,
swing.
I
Yeah,
support
yeah,
people. But when people support me, I'm like, wow, he's
and then
giving me
you
like
Yeah,
3-5 quid. I'm
It's
like,
the
that's
best
amazing.
feeling in the world. I mean, 40k fans are the most generous
Yeah.
people.
If
like
people
that.
value your content,
They
it
do.
feels great.
They do. Yeah, so thanks guys for doing that.
So 2
You,
wounds
you
so
all
far.
rock.
2.
So,
That plus 2 more.
cool, that me.
Because he's lethal on his
AP.
weapon. AP2.
Bjorn is slicing and dicing.
And then
Yeah.
Wolfen.
There's a bunch of orcs that have been removed from the
Yeah,
table.
man.
Wound on the Wolfen.
Is this the
You
swing
did
back?
Locus for 4. You
But
did,
there's
gonna get
this thing that
assets
looks
for
really
3.
nasty.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I'll hold 1, get my sub or my.
They made it very quickly.
You see that
Two turns.
lone hero
my
captain down in the
cards.
corner has done the locust in the deployment zone. What an absolute lad. What a lad. It's like his mates are being massacred. He's like, look guys, I found a servo skull.
Storm.
There is no chess clock, there is a
Flames.
round clock, and it's turn 4. They'll be fine. They'll be fine if they need to talk it out. They'll be fine.
The game will be resolved, Mr. Potato Waffles.
And
Don't you worry about it. Not a problem.
Nope. Not going to use it, man.
Like we said, Tom has a metal pipe, so.
Yeah, I'll just hit him with a pipe.
Yeah, we
Any-
should have
anyone that knows
Yeah,
me
you have.
knows
You most definitely have.
I'm a deeply violent and angry person, so
Yeah.
they know not
You're
to
gonna
mess with
take
that.
busters out here with the sag neck.
It's the gift that keeps on giving this army, innit?
Yeah, you think I run out of units? It's like, no, there's more. Don't you worry.
There is unfortunately yet more orcs, more Daka, if you will, emerging from the trucks.
Yeah, they're not even pretending to keep
there's
distance.
a
They're gonna
flippin',
walk right next to
flippin'
them.
shock attack gun as well.
There. They'll do their bomb squig on
And
them.
it's the
And a
bomb
squig bomb.
squig as well.
Doesn't go off because it goes off in 3s now.
Way.
This unit gets out.
Oh, I'm so glad
Not
that
like
you
it's
have
gonna
something in your army.
I think Paul's going to be talking about this army in the chat for quite a while.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. I think he already had opinions on this when he saw the rules.
Yeah,
I don't think this is going to have done
No, you're
anything.
right. I'm not gonna get
So he's
too
gonna be
much.
the angry
So
chatter
we'll set
complaining
that
about the
and
army.
Theo says Tom's a very aggressive person. Yeah, that's
that
right,
unit
Theo. You
losers
watch out.
is gonna go
You
for a
watch
run.
out, son.
2.
You behave.
Tom is very aggressive until you give him a pint, and then he just
Oh.
starts like slouching around.
I am quite a cuddly person on a pint.
Haven't spent any. I'll put them in the war.
I know in WTC Tom was like talking non-stop,
Nah.
and then he was like, "Oh, I'll
Yeah,
have
we
a
will.
pint," and he came back and just sat there.
Yeah, that would knock me out pretty much. Those were long days, the WTC
And these
days.
were good pints.
It's all
They
good, we're all
were
rushing
good
here.
beer. in
The
Belgium.
whiskey beer.
Oh,
whatever
the
it
whiskey
was.
beers, yeah. Yeah, those knock
There
you
you go,
out.
just put a building back roughly on there somewhere.
Did you win?
Cool.
Yeah, Ed's got his 4-1. Content!
He's gonna peace out.
So if you want to find out how to win with
those
Librarius
will-
Conclave, me and Ed Watts will make a
Just
video
tell me what
next
you do.
Just move forwards. Just move them.
So if it's 3 and 2, he's not allowed to go on stream.
If
No,
I
he
happen
knows
to
the
end up
rules,
within
yeah.
12, I'll throw a bomb at them.
Back to the shed you go.
No, it doesn't look like it. Cool. All good.
Oh look, more orcs.
This truck will try a desperate escape.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, here they come.
We're good. He's
Tongue
just gonna
busters.
go over you.
Oh, it's driving. I don't like where that truck's going. It's pushing quite a way up.
What's gonna hit it back, right? I think it's looking angrily at Bjorn.
Cool.
Benesk is asking you what a whiskey beer is, David. Do you want to explain that one?
The
So in Mechelen,
3, 4, 5 you can see, we'll shoot them.
where the WTC was up till
3
last
normal
year,
liters.
there is a very local beer that's brewed
Sixes, 4
based.
rerolls, because you're on the
I think it's
marker.
mixed with whiskey or brewed in whiskey barrels or something like that. Whatever it
That many
is.
hits exactly.
Basically, what it is, it has a slight
minus
whiskey
1.
aftertaste, and it's a strong dark beer.
Cover it.
Almost a
you
stout.
can
It's
see,
still a beer. And it's strong, it's mellow, but it has that nice whiskey
2
aftertaste, and it's
damage
amazing.
2
And it's
Mega
cheap.
Blasters,
It costs as much as a pint in a pub, like any normal pint, and it's amazing.
rolls, 2 sustains,
I wanted to buy like a case of it and bring it back, but I just didn't have space in my car.
2 hazardous, they're good.
Oh, the whole unit can see.
Diana
Yeah,
says
yeah.
whiskey beer sounds like a Jaeger/car bomb.
3 damage.
Let's not talk about Jaeger bombs because Ed Watts might hear, and he had far too many of those
I
yesterday.
absolutely love Jaeger bombs.
I had one yesterday. It didn't agree with me as much as it used to. I remember them. I remember quite liking them. I didn't love it yesterday.
So I am very much, if I drink spirits, it's whiskey or a bison grass vodka. You know the Polish
Yeah,
one.
nice,
This unit will
You probably,
shoot everything at
were
them.
you at Pyro?
Yeah, I was at Paris.
So you probably had some of
Yeah, I did have some of it
5
from the bottle.
3
Yeah, it was
plus
good.
2 rockets.
it from
So
the
that
bottle.
is
That's not how you
9
do it.
shots,
Oh yes.
Cranberry or apple
plus
juice?
5
As a
plus
chaser.
2 pistols.
But I'm Polish. I'm very
5, 3 roll 1, 6 is
Biased.
good.
This
Ben
unit's
says
about
vodka
600
cider is where one of my mates just drops a double vodka into a pint of cider and ends himself.
3, 1, 5.
well. Whenever I go to lemon games, I buy down a pint with a quadruple shot of vodka, and I was told
-2.
they cannot legally sell me a quadruple
No,
shot of
no,
vodka,
not the quad vods. No,
but they are legally allowed to sell me just 4 shots of vodka
they
separately.
are. They are.
So I buy 4 shots of
I'm on
vodka,
the
put them in a beer, and go down. There's a pint for you,
Yeah, so
and 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And he goes,
Kills 2.
and then downs it.
3 more.
Bam says there's 6 minutes left. Well, I'm just going to go over and remind the chat and just let them.
Five
So
and
just
one
check they've got their
They seem
plan.
to be
Their
fine.
plan for what
Yeah,
happens
I've told them they
next.
got 20
That
minutes,
gun
but they seem
gets
to be
4
fine.
shots.
Oh, Sam
He
says
gets
Harley 1 versus
4
the
hits,
Orks. Well done,
3 on
Harley.
2,
Harley's a very good
6
player.
dead.
Nice.
3 wounds, hazardous. Takes 3.
We're very proud of him. He's done very well this event.
3 at AP a lot.
Alex also had a very good run.
Yeah. If I ever meet you at an event,
4 damage.
Matt, come up to me. You'll get a quadruple vodka pint from me.
This lot will shoot the Wolfen.
For your I can't talk anymore. For all your moderating.
how many shots is
Beats.
it?
20 with sustained 2. Cool.
I won't waste your time.
Okay. That goes back up to full at the start of the turn. That is my turn. We got Storm, and we didn't get Cleanse. I'll bin Cleanse. Cool.
I'll get the 8. No, is it 4 points for each one, isn't it? So 8
Yeah. So you hold.
It's
get
definitely
2,
a Jack win. It's just.
cards.
and then up to 2 CP.
It's getting closer now.
Bring it down, sabotage.
Cool. Well, that truck's looking mighty tasty.
With
And,
Śliwowica,
battle
you
for
mean?
him, because you're going to sabotage my deployment.
Which is
zone.
a plum spirit. Very strong. Yeah, I've got one at home.
He'll do it for free. 'cause he's
When
got-
Jay
Yeah,
Middlecoat,
cool.
Mohawk Miniatures visited me,
you
my
wanna touch this
parents
terrain?
went, you need to try this.
Be like
Boom.
there.
And it
Close as
burns,
possible.
it burns, but it's very
Then you
potent,
can
very good.
sabotage. Yep, that's
So I
fine.
could probably stand in here, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
That'd be the best.
Yeah, you're right, yeah, because I can't get anything back over there. Cool.
So he'll stand there and do sabotage. At the moment, I guess we'll
Paul
put on
has
the truck
definitely
and
scored
take it
some
down.
points, and he has dug back in a little bit, which is
He's
great.
currently only 15 points behind, which makes it, 12-8?
Yeah.
So if he can
Run
keep up in the
murder.
score, he can really knock Jack down the
12.
scoring ladder.
He's just
Yeah,
gonna
that's
waddle
true. I
forwards.
think as long as Jack wins this game, he's home and dry.
Oh,
based
because
on
he's
the
high
earlier
enough.
scores. Yeah, I
But
think
it's still bragging rights. It's like I scored the most points out of
Don't get
Orks.
overwatched by them on Beyond. They're good into vehicles. It's all good. Cool, you good.
What else would I have?
You got 1 turn left if you want to
Sabotage,
terraform with them.
They can't because that's you've already done it.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I'll ask them in a second,
Guess
Baskill.
what, me
Yeah,
again.
sorry. Forget the rules. I'm trying to help you, Paul, alright? I'm offering to give you points.
Bring it down. So sabotage I'm doing in the
So yeah, Tom, do you know if there are any
yes,
non-Daka Orks?
yes. So Kelvin, lovely Kelvin, is on Tactical Brigade, and
Which is still good.
yeah, I think he is on. He was on 2 losses, a draw, and a win, and I don't know how his final game is.
good draw.
I think this is a draw.
Paul,
50% of that
Paul
works every time.
almost got Jack tight with the good draw handshake there. That was very. That would have been legally binding in 6
Very
4+
clever.
terms. Yeah, no, that's very, very, very clever from Paul.
Yes, I think you will need to
Offering the handshake for a draw.
Almost did it
Just
on
so-
camera.
That's the kind of stuff we do in 6
give me
4+.
loads
We're
of points.
sneaky.
I see,
You got to watch us.
Staple of sportsmanship.
Yeah. That's it. That's it.
You're in. Cool.
Well, it's your event, so you
We would have enforced it. We obviously were very biased.
yeah, pull the pipe out.
After base. Can you kill a truck?
So that's gonna be the takeaways from your event. You're gonna have the sportsmanship, fun, metal pipes, and Daka Orks,
Yeah, exactly. All sorts of
One wound
stories.
so far.
and Jager bombs.
Toughness.
And of course,
8.
17 Jaeger bombs or whatever the hell it was.
Okay,
What's that?
plus 1 more.
So that many.
-2, 3 damage.
6 up in buns. 3 damage each, right?
Yep.
Dead. Does it block? Nope.
It's a dead truck.
Cool. So you'll get that for 2. You'll get that for 6. Next round. I will.
Oh yeah, we need
get
to
that.
analyze the replay. Did their fingertips
My
touch when they
cards.
shook on it?
What's the last
So we're
round?
going into 5 now. This is the end of the game.
Yes, but Spacers are going second, so they can still like
My
pull
last
up.
thing.
Yeah, that is
Pull
it.
back a
I
lot
don't,
of
I
points.
don't know
Mark
what
for death
Paul
and
has.
recover assets. What are you going to mark?
It's
1,
the
2, and you can't get to him.
The
Put
Dreadnought.
them in the war, advance, get a line.
So these guys will destroy. You can make yourself AP a billion, is that right?
It's possible.
The
I
game
could-
is a bit
I guess
closer
I'll-
than
it might
expect,
as well- yeah,
just
may as
because
well be
Jack
fine.
had to
I
pull
will
back
put-
from
I
scoring
will
for a
put them in
turn
the wall.
and
They'll
start
just force
killing.
you to waste them.
Yeah.
That's why
I'll
he's
go
not
in the
around the
wall,
100
advance.
mark. He's
One.
about. He's gonna finish about an 80 mark,
Yeah, yeah.
75.
Haha, you
Did my
can't.
Grox give me another
and
one?
that
They
allows
did.
for I
can
think
do
like a
it.
12-8
Oh, no,
for
'cause it cost
Jack.
me 2 to go into the wall.
If Paul
Yeah,
brings
two
back,
guys,
which is
right,
very
wow.
good score against
So I spent
shitty
2,
Orks.
beyond 1.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ben. I think Paul leveraged his dreadnoughts very
We go
well. He was
7.
patient with those, kept them out of harm's way, and those have done a lot of work.
Just go
All
this
the other
way.
marine bodies can't hack it, but the dreadnoughts can at least get you some
Yeah,
points.
Meredith will definitely go through a squad.
How many wounds?
And
are
he is a
3.
tenacious opponent, Paul James. He never gives up.
I might as well overwatch them. Cool. Heavy 2 damage flamer.
I think in
Yeah,
hindsight,
minus
if you're Jack, you put your characters way in the back, so when Murderfang charges you, you just kill the guys off the front, so you don't have to hit him back.
Yeah.
Because if you have a character in the front, you can't do that, right? And it's really scary then.
1's left on a wound. Cool.
Bjorn!
Bjorn has just killed some orcs. It's interesting, yeah. You know, Paul is, because he's on end of turn, it's not impossible that he can get a load of points here.
Yeah, any Overwatch is good. Any
I
model
think
down.
Bjorn being on the
I could
objective
take
is probably quite bad for him.
Bomb.
Yeah, with all the rerolls.
Off. 1 more wound.
Loves it. Ooh.
Man, Bjorn making saves.
They are a long time, but I assume you're gonna give them a few minutes to talk it out.
Yeah.
in the last
Terraformer here
turn.
with them.
We're in 5 now, right? So
Yeah,
it's
Just
just
Terraform
all they need
max
to see is
turn
what
points.
Jack scores,
So
what
I've got
Paul
to kill-
scores, and we good.
So what was it that was marked? It was that, and that.
No,
That. Yeah.
that and that.
So we're not going to get marked.
and yeah, Ben, Knights in general are trending up.
So we may as well do assets.
They avoided all the nerfs.
places.
They stayed where
These
they are,
will
and
move
they
out
were
6
already
to shoot
solid.
Bjorn.
Even Imperial Knights. I mean, Reese is the main one doing well with them, but they can do some serious damage.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm
Also,
pretty
I think you
sure can't
underestimated
stop
the,
assets with, like this truck, that, and them.
Tank
They
Buster's
just
output
probably not
into the
from over
Knights.
there.
Drive around.
So Jack's getting in assets for 6.
Cool.
So we just to pull these.
Bjorn,
And it's just whether
So we
Jack
don't
can
need
lift
many
Bjorn in the middle here.
and then they'll do assets.
Considering he's basically down to the very dregs, Paul has done very well, and there are points to be had for Paul at the end.
So
The
Jack
killer
can
thing
recover
is,
assets.
killer thing is, can Bjorn survive here?
That many? 1, 2, 3.
Do you remember what else Jack
four,
had?
five, six.
Recover assets and what else?
He had Mark for Death. I think the opportunity for Mark for Death
Do
is
you want
gone.
these just moving just so I can't? They're just going to come.
Yeah, that's fine. All good. Cool. All right, shooting. I'll give them +1 AP versus Bjorn because they can't use any strats because they're too close.
Yep.
So 1, 2. How many did you say it was? 5.
Got Bjorn here,
How many
getting
Five,
can you
yeah.
Bjorn? 5. 6s, 4 rerolls.
We'll see if you can kill Bjorn because that will make a difference on my turn, really.
Lucy's
C9.
getting in on Bjorn.
5s. 2, AP2 down to AP1 with cover. Very good. Tank busters will shoot him.
AP on these?
Yeah, Daka can be awkward if you play it without practice because he will spend tons of time doing it. Like you see, Jack is experienced and he doesn't really.
Paul is definitely giving him a run.
Hitting on 4s because you're a vehicle, re-rolling 1s.
But like we said, good players with decent lists into them will be able to keep them low, but I don't think they will be like consistently winning against them.
+1 wound, so 3s because you're a vehicle.
But you need to open opportunity for the dice to change the game, for the mission to change the game, you know, for the one crucial shooting phase to not work.
Takes 2.
Yep, shock attack gun. Gets 7 shots.
Right, can the
Always.
shock attack go and get this done? Let's see.
Yeah, well, it rolled a 6, so it's a good start.
That's pretty good.
4 sustained. 3 6s of dev. That's 4 sets of dev and 3 saves at -4 down to -2.
That's pretty good.
Cool. So 5d6. So 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is it +1 or something?
No,
So
they're
just
d6
flat-
each.
So that'll just go down. Yeah, so that goes down
That's
to
2.
and that goes down
That's
to 3.
1, and then that goes down to 3.
So I need
8. So I'll make 2. Cool.
2, 4, 5.
5. So he's got what? 2 left. 1 flash kit.
Bjorn has lived. I wonder whether it was worth rolling a damage there for Jack. Maybe he could do it.
Nope. Cool. And then I will stand there
Yeah, it
menacingly.
shows that Jack
with
is
you, I
on
guess.
1 CP at least.
Just
on
draw
the
my
screen.
cards quickly then. So
Also, Bjorn lives.
I'm going to get at least 4 for primary.
But at least grenade,
Yep.
right? I'm sure they've got grenades. The tank
Oh,
busters.
maybe. Well, because they're near Bjorn,
How many points
they
do I
can't.
need?
All the strats cost more, right? I think Jack was out.
right.
Yeah, he was
Come on, I
out.
can do that in 2 turns. In 1 turn.
So not even a CP reroll.
That probably, maybe more.
It
Extend
shows Jack has
behind.
2, but I assume he just didn't update them because they were rushing.
I can do.
You're gonna get the 10-10 pool, I think.
It looks like Paul might grab a draw here.
10-10.
That would
How
be
many OC are
insane.
these?
Just
Do you
one
think
each.
that knocks
So I'm
Jack
going to
off?
get 4, 8, 12.
Battle shock for Bjorn, I guess. And battle shock for this dude.
I've auto passed
Is
already.
he auto passed already?
Bjorn.
No.
The other guy. 9.
Cool.
So I'm only. So
So
yeah.
that's it, right? Because you can only get 8 primary now,
Oh, yeah. So Paul might
Yeah.
not
I
quite.
think.
Yeah. 2, and then get the 10. So.
Yeah. So you'll get 8
Oh,
primary.
Jack went down to 1 CP to then the Y unit got
4,
overwatched.
and then you'll
Okay.
get 5 for extend, and then 4 for behind.
Oh.
And that battle shock cost you the 10-10. Fuck off.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Paul, honestly.
Paul.
You deserve that, man.
Paul failed
Sorry,
a battle
you really
shot.
deserve that. You got mugged at the end.
Yeah, that.
I don't know what to do with that.
Paul's,
Yeah.
Paul's been undone by a stray
He
battle
got
shot.
mugged. He failed a leadership, probably 5 or 6 battle shock to lose the 10-10.
Oh man, Paul almost dug
I
that
don't know
out
what
with
to say,
2
Paul.
dreadnoughts
You deserved it,
and
honestly.
a dream.
Yeah, he's leadership 6. Just double check that as well.
Wow.
2 points away.
Oh, well, it is what it is, mate.
Wow.
I don't think I could have done. I don't
Honestly,
think I could have
feel
played
bad
much
for you after that. You failed a leadership 6 test on Bjorn to get the 10-10.
Oh, Paul nearly snuck that.
Yeah, I got an 11-9 by
Paul
1
nearly
point because he
snuck
failed
that.
the leadership test.
Oh,
on
1
Bjorn in
point.
the middle.
Oh yeah, it was by 1 point.
And it was all the dreadnoughts. Murderfang and Bjorn was suddenly Jack couldn't kill him, couldn't get through him
No,
with the
he
output he
used
had
the
left.
last turn for
Wow.
him to
But
do,
that
low
actually makes it for a really good final.
Wow.
We thought it was going to be a blowout for Orks,
Yeah.
right? But
He just snuck right in there.
What the? Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the last, he was just
I
scrapping
know
with
what to
say.
he had
Dreadnoughts
like
and
a captain got the cards lined up nicely for the captain.
yeah, for the captain to
He
to
got
make it
sabotage. He
It
got
is what it is,
behind.
mate. Good game, buddy.
Sorry, man.
right.
And then,
Sorry.
oh,
I mean, I'm
man.
just happy that I managed to get that close, considering.
Yeah, honestly,
I've
it
always
was,
felt
like
it
you're
was
happy.
on turn 2 and I'm sat there and I'm like, man.
You know, if Tom got 10-10, wouldn't it be 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Would it be?
I think Jack just didn't have as much left after that
Once the
second
wild
wave
got
that
it,
we
just sort of
thought.
folds.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly, right?
Doesn't it? Oh, actually, he failed multiple battle shocks.
Yeah, so if he'd have passed this battle shock, it'd have been a draw.
Yeah,
That
to be
was-
honest, everything I did on that end of the board was just a complete mess.
Yeah.
It was all bad. I should have checked before if Murderfang could fit through the gap, and I was like, oh no, I'll go back because he can't fit through here. I'll be fine. And
I mean, that was the reason why I put them here. 'cause I
Yeah,
was
no, and then it turned out you could go through there, and I'm like, well, that's
So-
my fault.
So I'll let the players talk it out. But the big big thing that changed everything from what Jack's saying, and I can see
Yeah.
why, is he thought that his Lutas here were safe. He thought that this gap is too small
so
for the donut
Murderfang
because
fit through the gap.
you look at it and you go, oh yeah, he won't fit it. So he put a unit there, if you noticed, and he goes, oh yeah, I'm just gonna... Because if you notice, he didn't shoot him. When we thought he was gonna shoot him, he shot other bits. Because he had no idea that the...
Yeah,
the
that's
can go this way.
interesting. Okay, so little things,
So if he knew, obviously he would have just stayed back like here.
Wow.
So that's one thing that's big. Another thing that's big, what allowed it to be that close. If you go on a top-down view, in the middle, Bjorn felt his leadership to take the points away, right?
Yeah, that was it.
But-
Someone did. I didn't see who.
But in honesty, I think he should have just died from the shooting going into him.
Yeah. He
But
should.
Jack rolled an atrociously low damage.
Yeah,
roll.
there was that as well.
So there's a lot of things lining up, which is still Ork favored, but in Paul's credit, he almost pulled it off. And it was literally a leadership away from getting a 10-10 into the most broken list.
I'm going to go and give Paul a cuddle.
No worries, you go. With Champions of Rust. And I'm going to just jump in here on Mi caster cam. So, the camera is looking at the crowd. Oh, the camera got knocked. Hey, camera. Don't worry, guys. I fix. I will find the caster cam. Because someone pulled the cable walking past. Down. Now go to the side. Almost has me. And goes down. There I am. Zoom out. That's horrible. You don't want to see me in full screen. So, here I am. So, the... No worries, Coco. I'm glad to be streaming. But yeah, it looks great because all the... So far, Ed Watts was the best one into him. He got 4 points of Jack. But now it was almost a 10-10. And 10-10 would throw a spanner in the works because first place, I think, is CSM. Would have been CSM. And then second and third would be Jack and Paul with 10-10. With 4 wins and a draw. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm gonna be packing down soon after I play my sponsor ad, but definitely stick around for the stream because I'm for the next stream. I'm at beginning of April, middle of April. I'm at Ed Watts Crazy Warboss Gaming 100-man team event. Then I'm streaming Glasshammer GT, where you can still buy the tickets for if you want in Birmingham. And on top of that, I'm gonna be doing some battle reports with Manny and Dan, and I'm bringing back Thursday Night Fight because I know you guys loved it. So there was gonna be a bunch of content for you to watch. Because, in all honesty, there's not that many events. Thank you. Good job. Thank you. There's not that many big events to stream for continuity, so I'm gonna subsidize it with some content. And I want to say a big thank you for the Adept role for sponsoring my stream and bringing you the app. So hopefully, thank you, Jack. So hopefully you can use that to your benefit to calculate, all the damage output. Players like Money do it in their head. If you're not a quick math head, you just put it in the app; it will calculate it for you. So definitely recommend that. So make sure you support them because they support me, and that allows me to bring you more content. I'll put the scores up on the screen, I'll play you some cool music, and I'll ask Tom to reveal the placings on the app so you can go on BCP and see who went first. I'm 99% sure Jack won the event, then you've got CSM, and then someone else. Thank you, Ben, for becoming a supporter, helps a lot. It's a great help. I will be doing I'll be thinking of some Patreon content. I need to do some more. I was really busy, my health wasn't great. Now I get back to streaming and I will do more content. Manny's excited, Dan's excited, I'm excited. I'm gonna bring Glasshammer guys, Gareth, I'll bring guests. I'm thinking Nassim. I'll ask 6++ guys if they want to do some collaboration because I've got all the tech, we can do stuff. I'm already streaming their event. So we'll see where that goes. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great weekend and not too difficult Monday. I'm flying out tomorrow morning, so I need to pack up and drive home and get ready for my flight. So thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the ad and enjoy your evening. Thank you.
Are you tired of rolling dice, hoping for the best instead of knowing the odds? With the Adept Roll Math Hammer app for iOS and Android, you can quickly import profiles. Here we import a Tempestus Science squad and run complex Math Hammer simulations in seconds. Let us first remove unused weapons, then add Melta to the Melta gun and ensure we have the correct weapons for Tempestus Scions with a command squad. 3 plasma guns, 3 meltaguns, 2 plasma pistols, and 5 hotshot laser guns. Finally, we shall select twin-linked, reroll hits, and sustained hits from the global modifiers. We can now simulate an attack against a Chaos War Dog and review the results. Adept roll gives us detailed statistics for dead models and damage, as well as hits, lethal hits, devastating wounds, and much more. Here, the Scions unit has a 75% chance of killing the War Dog in one shooting attack. What will you discover? Download Adept Roll now for